You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
From the Trinidad, location 7 miles off the coast of Venezuela. SOS, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Help! Help! The Trinidad, a luxury liner, sailing the Caribbean Sea with an old captain named Eric Williams. Oh yes, it's smooth and free, but sadly Eric Williams passed away. The ship hit rough water that day. Someone turned the bridge over to a captain named Chambers. Me blood crawl, things start to fall. Hold me head when I sail a ball. Captain, this ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. Trinidad, oh, she was a beauty with wealth that few surpassed. And in her day, she sailed majestically. There were few in her class. Faithfully, she fulfilled her sailor's need. Some were overpowered by greed, and so they pilfered slow. Some took bite, bulk, and go. Now she looked dull, she's at the lull. She could barely sit on her hull. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. The Trinidad, in her day of sailing, she was a friend to one and all. She never once ever hesitated to answer all SOS calls. And yes, well, she always did her best to help all those in distress. Now it's so sad to see she's in difficulties. Though she helped share, some of them share and sarcastically declare, Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. If only there was something I could have done to restore the credibility of this beautiful vessel. Money's no problem. Now there's a lot of fingers pointing, suspicion running strong. Who's to be blamed for all her failures? Who's to be blamed for doing her wrong? Now please remember, I'm warning you. For 30 years she had to sail through, who hold the keys to her fault. So we know who's at fault. Now it's up to you, it's up to me to make her worthy to go back to sea. Captain, this ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough, oh yes. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me, oh, yo. We don't know, we don't know. You tell me, oh, we don't know, we don't know. Put up a flag, oh gosh, we don't know. When we turn to the World Bank for help, we don't know. We don't know. Somebody put an application to the World Bank. Probably they got some help to do the repairs. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
When God bless a man, nothing must stop you. Yes, when God bless a man, Satan may attack you. Yes, when God bless a man, he's gonna back you. Yes, when God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand AI. Who God bless, none can curse. His divine favor man can reverse. Can reverse. Even if they do their worst. Their worst. Hey. When God bless a man, nothing must stop you. Yes. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you. Yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you. Yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand, I say. If you answer his call, he will lift you up. If you fall, hey, hey, hey. If you fall, just give him your all. Your all, hey. When God bless a man, should be nobody. Nothing must stop you, my friend. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you. Yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you. Yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand, I say. Yeah. You've got to say yes. Say yes, I say. When God bless must stop you.
When God bless a man,
Satan may attack you, my friend.
when God bless a man,
He's gonna back you.
when God bless a man,
That man must stand. He must stand, I say.
God bless a man,
Oh, nothing must stop you.
when God bless a man,
Jehovah said he's gonna back you, my friend.
God bless a man,
Oh yes, oh yes, Satan may attack you.
when God bless a man,
That man must stand. He must stand.
God bless a man,
Nothing must stop you.
when God bless a man,
Jehovah said he's gonna back you, my friend.
when God bless a man,
Oh yes, oh yes. Satan may try to attack you.
when God bless a man,
That man must stand. He must stand. He must stand. Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother. Cover my sister. Them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover my mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless direction, grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, 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 cover me, cover me, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Let me say a special welcome to all those who wear a mauve t-shirt, a purple t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt, a multicolored t-shirt, a tie-dye t-shirt, whatever type of t-shirt you wear, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome in the village with the Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, doesn't matter what planet you're from. You're from Mazatanius, Xenoranius, Venoranius, Sonoranius, Saturnanius. Doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever planet you're from, you are more than welcome in the village with the Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me say a special hello to no other than the Commissioner in Newark, Thomas E., the Commissioner of Newark, Marshall Nisbet. Tommy, welcome.
Good evening, village family. It's been a minute since I've been here, and I surely missed my family. Trying times, but I'm hanging in there and doing my best. I know Trinidad has been also under a lot of pressure with water like the first time. I feel for everybody who's feeling and reeling under the pressures of the water, and I hope that they stay dry and stay safe.
Thank you so much, Tommy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me welcome the next one third of the Dat triplets, no other than Diana, Waveney, Stormy, the Storm, Benskin, the poetess, the poetress, the motivational speaker, Greta, the twin babes Gonian, Bajan, Trinidadian, Waveney, McDonald, Benskin boy.
Right now, I's a Bajan, okay? Good. Because I don't like how all the Trinis behaving.
I say Bajan. I
I
say
don't like
Bajan
how all the Trin- I
and I
don't
say
like how all the
Bajan.
Trinis behave. Don't like. Good evening, villagers. How is everybody doing? I'm incognito because I'm dealing with a little issue here, but I'll tell you about it in time to come. How is everybody doing? I see water, 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 and more water, but they ain't getting water in the pipes. I wonder if they get water in the pipe more often now.
Um,
I'm making fun of all here.
well, I mean, it's rainy season.
I wonder if they get water. Those places that were getting water 2 days for 2 days a month or 12 hours a month. Oh Jesus, Lord, Father, Father, rest a hand, rest a hand.
Mm. Well,
Anyway,
um, uh,
Watermelon flower.
yeah,
answer.
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. Answer. I don't know. I don't know. Mm,
Let me say this, eh?
mm,
People have to stop. When you have certain shortcomings, I have shortcomings, and what I just try to do is to work on my shortcomings and try to improve it day by day. Because we all have shortcomings. We all fall short some way or the other. And me personally, what I try to do is to see how I could correct my shortcomings so I could turn a weakness into a strength. You know? However, when you listen to certain radio stations in Trinidad, boy,
mm,
you think that things hunky dory in Trinidad, you know. You would think
mm,
things are fantastic. Nothing really ain't going on. Things are fine. We don't have a
mm,
high crime rate. We
mm,
passed the largest amount of homicide in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, you know.
mm,
In the history in 2008, it was 550. We passed that like whoosh. You know, we zoom past it. We run
why you bad
like
talking
Usain Bolt,
Trinidad and
man.
it's everything is hunky dory there. The
We
unemployed,
run past it like Usain Bolt. But
people
not only that,
finding jobs. Maybe people finding jobs. You're safe on the streets. That the roads are not falling apart. The women are not being murdered. Everything is hunky dory there. There's industry opening up for to offer jobs to the youth. People can find a job like that in a heartbeat. Yeah, and not a contract work. You could find a job, a long-term job with benefits. Yeah, or the things are hunky dory there. You can get a loan easy to open up a business. What's wrong with you? Trinidad is the place to be. Up to you.
you know, and you look at what's happening now, right? And I've said this, and I'm gonna say it again. The excuse for what's happening in Trinidad, with Trinidad underwater, is that well, all them other places flooding. So if them flooding, we should accept flooding too in Trinidad and Tobago. Really?
Mm,
Really?
mm,
So if they flood, if America has snow and snow come to Trinidad, we should accept snow in Trinidad because America has snow.
mm,
What kind of madness is that, boy? And people actually calling the radio station and saying, yeah, I hear a fella call and give a constructive contribution about what they're doing in Florida.
mm,
And
mm,
boy, right after that, yeah, them, we don't want nobody coming from America to tell me what to do. We are experts
mhm,
right down here. All are experts.
mhm,
And
mhm,
every time a little rain fall, it flooding like crazy. And all your
mhm,
experts,
mhm,
really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Make some great suggestion. As a matter of fact, one of the suggestions the fella make is one that they did in Canarsie, Brooklyn, Canarsie. What they're doing is when the river rise, they take the water, they pump it, they put it in certain tanks, save it there, and when it go down, they pump it back out. And the man talk what kind of nonsense the fella talking about, a very educated contribution. Boy,
Mm.
you know, there's a quote that says, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. It
And you
it
know what? And you
it
know what,
applies.
Lance? You know, Anscombe, you know what has irked me? When you talk about these things, right? You have people telling you, oh, you all you out there. Y'all not on the ground. Y'all don't know what's going on. I said, but wait now. The world is connected via social media. So an example I gave. So when they had the knee in George Floyd neck for 12 minutes, the whole world saw that and they weren't here. So what is he trying to say? What are you guys trying to say? We out here. We not there. I'm like,
But
you know, something.
then
I'm
it
like,
should not know Black Lives Matter in Trinidad either. It should not know Black Lives.
I
But I
don't
do
know,
the
you
same
know.
in America. But I don't know Black Lives Matter. Don't know my
We're
Black
not
Lives.
there. We're not down there. We just video
Well,
after video, live video, people doing lives in lifetime and showing you what's going on, different locations. And this ain't no bacchanal and propaganda. They're showing you what's actually happening, you know? And then another thing, you know what I don't like, Anselm? Here it is, right? I keep hearing, and it's really getting me angry. Who tell them to go and live there? Who tell them to build a house by the river? Who tell them to put a house and go and live in the lagoon? And I'm so I don't want to hear that no more because they're Trinbagonians too, right? I don't want to hear that nonsense anymore because let me tell you something, yeah? If the government does not handle the backup situation in those areas, and let me say if the backup happening in Valsain and it happening in Bamboo, and Bamboo and Valsain backup, and Curep backup, and St. Augustine backup, right? It start by and Tunapuna backup. All right, keep going up the road there. All of the places gonna back up. So you gotta go and dredge wherever and let the water run and go. So tell me what people who tell people to go and build there. Come on, man. People build where they can afford to and where they inherit or where they bought or whatever. That is not the solution. Or let them drown. And then another thing too is a certain people that have the crops to sell, and people are complaining that the prices are too high. So let it rot on their hands. They're not buying it. Over and over, I'm hearing that. I don't know, answer.
well, I just got tweet here from TTT Live Online.
See?
A triple murder in Lavantil today has added to the already record-breaking murder toll for the year. Triple murder takes toll to 555 murders for 2022. And I don't really like to talk about murders in here. We don't really talk about these kind of gruesome things happening in Trinidad and Tobago. But I mean, I don't know if Dr. Rowley go down as the murder. His legacy will be all the thing that mash up in Trinidad in the past 7 years, I mean, they spent $500 million on the Red House and it leaking. $500 million. Eh? Why did you
Mm.
put $500 million into infrastructure in the country? Right? You spend that, you renovate the Prime Minister house, the President house, the Prime Minister house in Tobago. You're renovating all these structures.
Mm.
All these structures and the road mashing up. I see a picture, I will show it in my arrow. The road collapsed. The road is unpassed. You can't pass it. I never see things so no. You have to go in the ocean to come back out in a road. I mean, and the thing about it, boy, All the way, Rowley.
But wait, they always sing a
Rowley.
song. They always sing a song. We didn't want no Rowley for Christmas, so you go on.
Where, Rowley?
I have no idea.
You know, what's really sad is that some of these roads were recently repaired, and they're gone already. They're gone. That means the quality of work is
What would
very
they
poor.
repair with Tommy? How they fix the roads? Would they dash some coffee in there, or they dash some what would they fix the road with Play-Doh? What they fix the road with? Huh?
That's the $10,000 question. Or should I say
What they fix the
$1,000,000
road with?
question?
And who's he? I see Rohan Sinanan went in bamboo and they well chase him. Huh? What they fix the road with? When they do a hop skim, they do a skim job and keep putting money in the pocket.
That's our next story I want to address. I have a different take on that. A total different take. A different take. A whole different take that many people may not want to take into consideration. But a different take, a totally different take. So let's
when our guests come in at 7:30, he has a whole lot of ideas as to what happens with those roads because he has paid good attention to what they do when they fix those roads. He, like I said, he's a master civil engineer.
But Tommy, fixing them road is like a cash cow, you know.
How you mean?
If you half fix them, right?
You constantly have to
mash up. You had to get the contract to come and fix them again.
It's
not like when you fix them, you get a guarantee for like 5 years. Give me a guarantee for 5 years. You understand? If you fix the road for me, if I minister work and I get a contract, I have to get a guarantee for 5 years for that road.
That's what they do. That's what they do in the first world. They get guarantees.
Yeah, you have to give me a guarantee 5 to 10 years. If I let rain fall on the road, mash up, you gonna tell me I have to go and spend more money with you again? Nah.
So who engineers they use? Did they use the Chinese or they use local engineers?
It don't matter.
And if there's a guarantee, you make sure you do a good job because you don't want to have to spend twice to do the same job.
Let me ask you something. Doesn't Trinidad and Tobago have a pitch lake? If you have the pitch coming from Logan, shouldn't your roads be the best?
I don't know.
That's a hard question you're asking.
It's a hard question. Yeah. I don't know if because you have pitch, your road should be the best. I don't know.
But of course, if you had the source and the material, your road should be an example. Hey, look what our pitch bill. Come on.
They might still need other things to go with it, and maybe
but the finished product should be, and it shouldn't be crumbling. Look.
Yeah, but listen, you could have the best pitch in the world. If I do a halfway job, if instead of it being, if the height's supposed to be 3/4 inches, and I put it a 1/4 inch, where you get out the best pitch in the world.
And Slim, and you're telling me.
The question.
Yeah, you got the best pitch.
You're telling me on the backdrop of all this crumbling that somebody want to go and dip their finger in the ink for any P&M? Nah, I don't think so.
Well, no, this is an election.
But what's really sad is that the contractors, regardless of who's in charge, is given shoddy work and skimming and skimping and
that's exactly right.
Regardless of who's in charge, there's no oversight.
So
I'm supposed to give you 3/4 inches of pitch, and I give you a 1/4 inch, and nobody is coming back to inspect it. That's why this country is different, you know. For example, if you want to renovate your basement in this country, you have to go and get a permit. When you finish the electrical, before you could close up anything, an electrical inspector had to come and inspect it to make sure it's up to code.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not up to code, it's not passing.
Nope.
Straight, a plumber had to come and inspect it.
And if you want to do anything to your property, you have to get tongue and planning approval. Yeah, you can't do nothing, change what? You can't do nothing.
And listen, try and run a racket now. You could run a racket, yeah, but try now. Now. Right?
Get locked up.
Yeah. You know what I call that? Hidden videotapes. You know what I call that, right? Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go to the chat. before I get
You can't go and build nothing too close to the road. Yeah, you can't pay off nobody to do nothing. Nothing. It don't work that way at all.
we're not saying there's no corruption though, you know. There could be corruption, eh?
Yep.
Let me don't say there's no
But
corruption.
don't want to get caught, eh?
There could be corruption, but when you get catch,
Yep.
cancel Christmas for you, it's over.
Yep. And you don't know who is the whistleblower. You might yeah, you think you bought somebody that, oh yeah, and that's the whistleblower in your tail. You can't go and do as you like here. No.
You paid dearly when you're caught.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Peter pays for Paul.
I see somebody house slip and gone and and the water just moving and the roads going and I see myself and I don't know.
Okay, let me quickly go to the chat here.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the first one in tonight was Takesha.
Yeah.
Says good night, everyone.
Yeah, good night, Kish. Miss you.
Storm, and she gets some move hearts there. Takesha say, Anslam, good night. Good night to you as well, Takesha. Tommy, good night. Tommy, you get some blue hearts, boy.
That's good, Kish. Good night to you, my dear.
Nadia, Lana, Rose, Carice, Marisha, Miss Kuva, John Capiza, good night. Takesha, I like how Takesha do it. She has do a special one for the males and a special one for the females. Yeah, Takesha. Yeah. Albert, Vonnie, Ellis, Rajvi. No longer I see Rajvi, but Ulrich. Come to Ulrich. Hailey, Troy, Chris, Tropics. I didn't see Tropics either, boy. And Daryl. I didn't see Ken John either, boy. Yeah. Only love in the room. No, only love. No room for hate or negativity. Just love in the village. It's a sad state in Trinidad. People lost their homes and everything in them, but yeah, boy. Hey, look at this now, boy. Hailey comes second tonight, yes? What acts? Hailey inside, boy. Hailey, you're moving up, boy. You're moving up. You're inching up. You're inching close to the top, partner. Close to the top. You're inching up. You're inching up. Don't worry yourself. Okay, Nadia was third. Nadia, good night to you too. Nadia say good night. Hey, but Nadia switched things around tonight, boy. She give me the red and white heart. You know, she normally reserve that for Diana. Hey, but you see what I say? She told me you get the blue, boy. You've been very consistent. You get the blue from Takesha and Nadia, boy. Hey,
thank you, Nadia. Missed you, Nadia. Missed you.
Yeah, look. I and Diana get the same type of emoji, boy. Moving up, boy. Let me see. Diana get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, whoa, boy. Nadia, give me the same amount as Diana, you know. Boy, I get promotion, yes. Before she used to give me like 6, you know. No, I get 12, but I'm gonna buy Diana. Takesha, Judy, Lana, Rose, Capiza, Miss Kuva. Yeah, Nadia and Takesha does go hand in hand, boy. Let's get separate ones for the females and separate one for the males. Yeah. Yeah, Lana. Lana inside early tonight, boy. Blessings to my fantabulous village family. Love in the house. No race, no hate, just love. Full 100, man. Bless up Nadia and Takesha. Bless up Ansem, Tommy, Diana. Yeah. Good night. Yeah. Good night. Highly good. Hey. Look, Rennie coming early tonight, boy. Hey, but you change up tonight, boy. You first comment, good evening, brothers and sisters. Good love is all I bring. Before it's just the woman used to say good night evening too first, you know. You know, because you know easy love meister. You had to call Rennie the Love Maestro. That's his nickname, the Love Maestro. You know? He's a lover, not a hater. Here we go. Sending love to all the ladies. Just like a ray of sunlight.
Respect, Rennie. Respect, mister.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, I would water on the highway, right? Yeah. Big up to WZYE. Everyone is family. Live in love and harmony. Only real people, no false identity. Full 100, man. We just keep it real in here. Albert Montano, boy. Good evening, Ansel and Diana. Albert, Tommy, cover my family, Jesus. Yeah, cover Trinidad and Tobago, boy. Yeah, boy, we need that, boy. You know,
Respect, Mr. Montano. Respect.
yeah. Good evening to Keisha and Nadia and Lana. Hope all is well.
Yes,
Oh,
indeed.
46 murders in a month.
Yeah, we had to get everybody in that country to listen to the village because the village is the loving spot.
Yeah. And
Teach
somebody
them love
listening,
again.
correct. I somebody listening. Soon after you left, the attack on you started. I don't care what them people are them. What is it? Water that's run off the back like duck. That's what I say, something like that. Yeah, and people on them. A man call at me.
But then again, school children don't throw stones at the fruit tree if they don't have
Mm,
fruit. You know what I mean?
mm. Yeah. The murder rate passed 560, but Ian Arnold pulled back a few because he said it's now being investigated. Ellis, you're inside, boy. You're inside, Ellis. What tax? What? Keisha, my lovely friend, boy. Oh, God. Ellis said a nice words for Takesha, boy. Ellis, my Takesha, my lovely friend. Good. Ellis, Dana.
Yeah,
Ellis ever said Diana, my lovely friend? You ever say that to you? Huh? I don't know.
I'm not Ellis's friend.
I'm just asking if Ellis ever said
I am
Diana,
not
my lovely.
Ellis's friend.
Has Ellis ever said anything? Diana, my lovely lady.
I am not Ellis's friend.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Is that correct, Wall Street? Yeah. What more disaster insurance money for the government to get? Oh, yeah, we need more dams. Yeah, them people are look, so people, I'm glad people getting food stuff, but why offer them mattress, another place to stay? We don't put it where they'll cook. When some people lost things, I guess they will put it in the shelter. Social development will give grants of $1,500. Yeah, the whole of Trinidad becoming a lagoon.
A whole heap of paperwork to get that $1,500.
Yeah. Never prepare for nothing. Look at how COVID come. So they ain't get it right yet. Hey, look, Judy boy, Judy. You know how long we ain't see Judy boy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Judy what happened? I'da ask, I'da get some I'da get you 411 and Mr. Dascent, Mr. Decent or Dascent. Which one it is? Decent or Dascent?
Why you all up in the woman business, so?
We could start with decent.
Decent, all right. Yeah. I just says that maybe that there's a
Is your friend,
possibility.
is your guest in the background yet or no?
Nah, there's a possibility that something happened with her. Because people getting it, this kind of weather, your instrument just get taken away real quick,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, Nana say supermarket where I work, vegetables going up today as I took stock price change. Oh God, think it easy. Rolling the corner, hiding, rolling the corner, hiding from the flood. Rolling
But
the corner.
on another note, what did the flood do to that internal election, and how has it progressed thus far?
Well, look at it this way, right? Let me finish with the chat here. Our road have a coating of pitch with gravel below. Okay, but if you're supposed to put it 3/4 and you put it 1/4, how long that go last? Right? How long gonna last? Right? Yeah, the U.S. Army built roads many years ago in the West, and these roads still strong. But think about this, right? As you say that, think about this, right? Every when snowfall,
Mm-hmm.
It's salt in the place, you know. And you know salt is destructive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it does take years for some of them roads. There are some roads they have to repair, but some of them other roads, nothing do happen. There are some that things do happen, and then there are some like, I mean, like no big deal, no big deal. Now this is a question, right? The Chinese was given the right to the pitch lake. I wonder who gave the Chinese the right to a
You
pitch
know
lake.
that for a fact? I hear that, but I don't know that for a fact.
So just Google it.
All right, let me Google it.
I say Trinidad has never experimented with the pitch lake at all. Trinidad should be leading in road technology.
Who owns the Trinidad Pitch Lake?
UNC
Who
and Pedro
owns
always give Junior Sammy
Pitch
contract.
Lake in Trinidad?
The Churchill Roosevelt Highway was built by the Americans to Wallerfield American base, and after 80 years, it's still standing up. The Maracas Bay Road was built in 1939 by the American and is standing. Okay, that's a little history. Let me repeat that. The Churchill Roosevelt Highway was built by Americans. This is what Albert's saying. The Churchill Roosevelt. I think CHR is Churchill Roosevelt, right? CHR?
Yes.
Well,
See,
I think,
yes,
It
Churchill
says a
Roosevelt.
wholly owned state enterprise in Brighton Labrick. I ain't seen nothing about the Chinese.
well, no, Google if the Chinese body pitch
If
lake.
it, I don't think it was bought. I thought they got a 99-year lease on it, but it's still state owned.
Okay.
That's what I think. I could be wrong.
Right.
Someone, if they know better.
Yeah, the CHR was built by the Americans to the Wallerfield American base, and after 80 years, it's still standing up. The Maracas Road was built in 1930 by the American and is still standing.
And I think they built the Lady Young also. No,
I ain't sure.
Well, I see something here by Marcia, brave boy, saying, "Did you realize that Keith Rowe sold your pitch lake to the Chinese?" I don't know.
No, we had to get a little more than that.
That's what I'm saying.
We had to get a little more than that. A little more than that. You know,
I
Do
thought it
we
was.
or do we not
we should
own
get
the
the
pitch
information
lake?
from.
Do we or do we not own the pitch lake? I've
We own
heard
it,
people say that
but
China
uh,
owns the pitch lake, but I
check
found that this what?
check and see if there's a lease. Say was the pitch lake leased out to a Chinese company? I think you may be able to find that.
So Albert is saying the government of US built all these roads at the US government expense. The key says she fed up with the government only papi showing people.
Tommy, where's your gas?
So imagine
He's
all in the
he's scheduled for 7:30.
of the
For
airport.
7:30. Oh, I keep looking at the thing here. My bad. Leased out to the Chinese. I'm looking at a wrong a phone here and change time. That's right. Leased out to the Chinese.
Let's about the difficulty in Trinidad and Tobago is too much of the society except corruption, so it's everywhere. Yeah, corruption is all over. Yeah. That no joke.
There's something in 2011 they signed a 3-year contract. I ain't seen nothing since then. And then we see the Brave Boy report.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, Alex.
2022, 2022. TNT government mismanagement of the pitch lake. As well as charge of commercial, blah, 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 blah. Was transferred from Ministry of Energy Industry to Works and Transport. 10.2 million. Obviously none to the Chinese.
Alex says, Diana, you may not be my friend.
However, when Petroton was closed, the government had to take a decision to open the market to allow contractors to import it and meet their needs. To this end, bitumen can be sourced from Suriname. Okay.
See, so there's
It
another
is
thing.
being retailed online in China through its largest online bitumen. Asphalt.
Yeah, when you're right, Valsin boy, Valsin get a big dose of that flood boy. Real Spring Valsin, I know they very well. Yeah, they get perks too. They get free bus out of Valsin boy. Whenever they get free bus out of did they get any free bus out of Beatum? Eh? They give Valsin free bus. They never get what areas get free bus.
And then I heard something was circulating around that when all this thing was going on, the key ministers was partying.
Well, they had a previous invitation to the ball in San Fernando. They're jamming still.
No, yeah.
Corn beef is $24. Oh God, Lana say imagine
The
you
whole place could flood out. The jamming still. Oh God.
get to buy a butter and bread and pass it home. You work for a meal a day.
I ain't find anything about the
Cucumbers.
It's gonna require a little more reading. Lots of reading. There's too many things in here with Pitch Lake and China.
Mhm.
I see something here. July 14, 2022. Oh, Pitch Lake for sale. Hmm.
Okay.
No, not a pitch. Pitch Lake pitch for sale. Pitch for sale. Not the Pitch Lake pitch.
Yeah, let's say no, that's not true. Keith didn't do that. Let's be honest. Come on, liar, pants on fire. No, I don't think they sell the Pitch Lake, man. I think that was UNC propaganda.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't see anything to that effect.
Lady Young was built by Ceram Brothers, the first major road builders, and still standing. And let's say shark isn't the only dangerous fish in the sea.
So why we can't get them to come and build something else for we again?
The first part of Lady Young Road was built to move some years before. Rose, welcome. How you going, Rose? We missed you the other night. Rose was here the other night?
I think so.
Lana say, I see people coming and buying one head of garlic, one plantain, 2 tomatoes. It hurt my heart to see, but the struggle is real. No, the struggle is real. Takesha said, like, we're only going to watch World Cup under the law. What? Bygone is $15 a pound, tomato $25 a pound. Rose say good night, Diana.
Hello.
The government cannot sell state land, but lease it for a while.
Ryan Reynolds, owner of Mint Mobile, my goal is to spend as little as possible on things like commercials, so we can pass more savings to customers. When
All Beatum Gardens got another dose of sewage water. Ask Anderson. Yeah, we played that video the other night. Tomato today is $30 a pound. Yeah, but the more things change, the more they stay the same, eh? The more things change, the more they stay the same. Folks, we're going to go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this short message. It's in the village with the Triplets on WZYE 95.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
From the Trinidad, location 7 miles off the coast of Venezuela. SOS, SOS, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. The Trinidad, a luxury liner, sailing the Caribbean Sea with an old captain named Eric Williams. Oh yes, it's smooth and free, but sadly Eric Williams passed away. The ship hit rough water that day. Someone turned the bridge over to a captain named Chambers. Me blood crawl, things start to fall. Hold me head when I fall. Captain, been sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, the gas tank almost empty, no electricity. The oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. Trinidad, oh, she was a beauty with wealth that's beauty fast. In her day, she sailed majestically. There were few in her class. Faithfully, she fulfilled her sailor's need. Some were overpowered by greed, and so they pilfered slow. Some took by bulk and go. Now she looked dull, she's on the lull. She could barely sit on her hull. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. The Trinidad, in her day of sailing, she was a friend to one and all. She never once ever hesitated to answer all SOS calls. And yes, well, she always did her best to help all those in distress. Now it's so sad to see she's in difficulties. Though she helped share, some of them share and sarcastically declare, Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. If only there was something I could have done to restore the credibility of this beautiful vessel. Money's no problem. Now there's a lot of fingers pointing, suspicion running strong. Who's to be blamed for all her failures? Who's to be blamed for doing her wrong? Now please remember, I'm warning you, But to the end, she had the same crew who hold the keys to her fault. So we know who's at fault. Now it's up to you, it's up to me to make her worthy to go back to sea. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough, oh yes. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me, oh, yo. We don't know, we don't know. You tell me, oh, we don't know, we don't know. What am I? Oh gosh, we don't know. When we turn to the World Bank for help, we don't know. We don't know. Somebody put an application to the World Bank. How do we may get some help to do the repairs? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Sometimes I just get angry when I see somebody watch a next man achievement and declare that that was easy. They don't see all the struggle and all the failure. They quickly form allegiance to toast the winner. But in this life, there's a truth, and every tree you see have a root. And it's from way below the surface you bring up your food. Now Thomas Edison, the light bulb inventor, this 2,000 times he failed before the bulb could light. And when he reached age 67, a fire cost him 2 million. That's when the studio burned to the ground one December night. But he stood strong, faithful to his craft. And 3 weeks later, released his photograph. You see, he had the stuff great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. I say he had the stuff great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. Okay, Shaq.
So we are back with you. It's in the village with the dad Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And I play that song for a particular reason, right? So Diana, you read that thing there by Marcia Brave Boy, right?
Mm.
A friend of mine sent me and tell me that you have to look below the surface sometimes, eh?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I play that song. And that's why I tell you all, whenever somebody says something, the quickest thing to do is to get into this mindset. Get into a mindset of making Google like, you know, your stepson, your stepdaughter, your stepnephew. Do you have a stepnephew? Your step niece, you know, just get them to be a step something. So listen to this, right? You see, if you don't look below the surface, you could take things at face value, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me read this for you all. And that's why when we come in the village, we keep it real, regardless of whatever party it is. If it's PNM, UNC, PDP, FD, is FDA or NDA?
NBA,
Oh. All right. NDA, PDP,
NTA.
or NTA.
Only messing up my voice so far.
Listen to this. This was a release by the United National Congress
Mm-hmm.
on the 1st of June 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And the headline reads, Lake Asphalt in deal with Chinese firm. Let me repeat that for you all. So, Rowley sold Lake Asphalt to the Chinese, right?
I saw that. Mm-hmm.
That's what Marcia Brave Boy said, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in 2013, this is a UNC release. Lake Asphalt in deal with Chinese firm on June 1st, 2013. Right? The ties between Trinidad and Tobago and China are set to get stronger as state-owned asphalt production company Lake Asphalt yesterday signed a memorandum of understanding with Chinese firm Beijing Oriental Yonghong Waterproofing Technology Company Limited. The MOU will be the first step in negotiation between Lake Asphalt and Yonghong to possibly establish a manufacturing plant in La Brea near Lake's asphalt operations, the company chief executive Larry Hosine told the Express. The signing ceremony was held at the Hyatt Regency Port of Spain as the country prepared for the arrival of President Jinping later yesterday for a 3-day official visit. The decision to go into these negotiations was first considered after a Lake Asphalt delegation visited China and Yonghong operations and observed the way the firm used raw asphalt material in creating refined products. This MOU positions Lake Asphalt on a global stage through a partnership with one of the largest waterproofing companies in the world. It fits into the government's strategy of diversifying the economy, growing foreign exchange earnings, and spurring employment, Lake Asphalt chairman Ashley Taylor said. Yonghong chairman Lai Weigu said this project will set the company on track to become the largest waterproofing company in the world. Yonghong will make full use of TNT's asphalt and share our waterproofing technology. These plants will be subdivided into 3 phases for establishment. After that, sales revenue will be estimated at $1 billion, and the plant will employ 1,000 local workers, he said. While Hosine said a cost and time frame will be too early to determine just yet, Lai said that once the plant begins manufacturing, Trinidad product will be used by customers all over the world, including Brazil, as they prepare to host 2 of the world's biggest sporting events, World Cup 2014 and the Rio Olympics 2 years later. And here's the last paragraph. Lake Asphalt is a wholly owned state enterprise under the purview of the Ministry of Energy and Energy Affairs of Trinidad and Tobago. The company is located near the Pitch Lake in La Brea and is charged with mining, refining, and manufacture and distribution of high-quality road building materials and other asphalt-related products. The company was incorporated in 1978, although commercial production at the Pitch Lake first began in 1868, its website says.
Mm-hmm.
That came from Google.
I hear Lake Asphalt. I hear the Pitch Lake, okay?
Oh, Lake Asphalt is the Pitch Lake.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Lake Asphalt is the Pitch Lake. We call it the Pitch Lake.
Mm.
Right?
So what did they? What they do? They sign some agreement to go into a memorandum of understanding, a MOU, to do what?
Well, the Chinese do something good. We do something good. So we sign a memorandum of understanding to twin us
Mhm.
together. Whereas that the Chinese can get our pitch lake, right? And we could get the waterproofing technology, whatever they have. That's my understanding of it.
Hmm.
Right? So I mean, I don't know. You know,
Fast
I
forward 2022. How did it turn out?
I don't know. That's a good question.
So
Yeah,
are
we
these things raised in Parliament? Shouldn't they? That's a natural wonder of Trinidad and Tobago. Shouldn't citizens of Trinidad and Tobago know what's going on with a natural wonder?
Nah, we don't. We have no time with that. What's wrong with you? We have no time
What do
with
you
that.
mean long time with that?
What
That's
natural?
but that belongs to future generations.
Nah, you mad or what? You got time with
Wait,
that?
wait, 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 wait. I born in Trinidad. You asked for the lake, the pitch lake belonged to me. I want to know what went on with the pitch lake.
You are an outlier.
I mean, as an outlier, I want to know what went on with my pitch lake.
No,
I've always said for many years that's the best kept secret. What the
yeah, they
pitch
don't
lake
want
does.
they want to know about that.
I
What
want to know what went on with the pitch lake. And there's something called Freedom of Information Act. I want to know what went on with the pitch lake, Rowley. Who you supposed to ask what went on with the pitch lake?
Nah,
Where are
nah.
you supposed to go and find out that now?
That was since 2013. That MOU was signed, Anselm.
Yeah, 2013, June 2013.
That
So I
was
can ask, I can write for Freedom of Information Act to find out what deal went down and and who actually owns the pitch lake. Or maybe that why China could put up that thing in the middle of Frederick Street. Now you know why.
everybody's in bed with the Chinese because that 2013 was who was in power.
Now you know why. But everything you pick up made in China, and what the Chinese do, they do it well. They come under the pretext that they're what? They exchanging culture, and they're watching how you do this, and they exchanging culture. But they thief in your technology, yeah?
Correct
Okay.
is right. Correct
And
is
go
right.
and going and manufacturing it for next to nothing and selling it back to you. Yeah? Okay.
Diana, Diana, you hit the nail on the proverbial head. Let me tell you this. I remember, Diana, I
Hmm.
started a magnet here in the United States, a Caribbean magnet. I did my study, I did homework of which Caribbean islands have the most people living here in the United States of America. I pick out like the top 8 or 10, and I did magnets on it. I did it from China, and I used to sell to Chinese people in Manhattan, right?
Hmm.
And we went for like a year, and all of a sudden they stopped ordering from me.
Hmm.
So one day I passed in by one of the Chinese stores that they used to buy from me wholesale. I passed in there just to see if maybe they want to start back reordering. When I see all my different magnets all about the place, man, they do it for themselves. There
Hmm.
was no copyright
That's
or
what they
anything.
do.
No
That's
copyright.
what
So they just like to copy it and they say what it is. He had
they
to go
do.
to
They
somebody.
don't copy,
He can
they
get somebody
teach
to
your
make it for free.
technology and they
And
go
they do it for
master it, mass produce it, and sell it as a profit,
yeah,
an
right.
inferior thing, and sell it back to you. That's
Mm,
what they do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know. I don't know if the government ever sold the pitch lake. I don't know that. I think, many of us are just speculating, I think, you know,
Yeah,
because
I would like to know. I want to know.
but when Dr. Strain Mohammed come, he go ask me if you know. Because
But let me
maybe
tell
Any
you, look, I'll tell you something. One
hold on,
time I
hold on
was down,
1 minute, Diana. Trinidad Margot, welcome. Go ahead, Diana.
one time I was downtown Manhattan, down by the courts down in that area there, right?
Hmm.
And what did I go for? I can't remember what I went for. Something to witness to something or the other. And as I came out of the court, I came up out of the subway or something, and I saw a set of people in cages, right? They had people in cages, and they were Oriental looking people. Right, so I conducted my business in the building, and I came out, and they were still in these cages, and people were beating the cages and yelling at them, and some of them had what appeared to me to be bruises. I said, "Wait a minute here," and I looked and I saw they were women. I said, "Well, that women and got them in cages." And this was I had stayed in the building a good 2 hours. It was a government building. So I said, "Nah, what is going on here?" So I approached the cage and I asked the woman, I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "No, no, no." I said, "What madness is this?" So then the guy looked at me and says, "No, you cannot talk to her." I said, "What do you mean you can't talk to her?" I said, "What madness you doing here?" I said, "You can't keep her in this cage." So I proceeded to, not knowing it was a demonstration of some sort. I can't remember the name they call it now, but it's something where they keep people oppressed and they keep them in these cramped conditions, and they were trying to highlight it and bring attention and awareness to it. I can't remember what practice they call it. And then the people come out with skeletal deformities. So I proceed to open the cage and pull the woman out of the cage because I said, "You can't be doing this." I said, "Come on, babe." I said, "You speak English? Where are you from? Let me take you to your embassy." So then somebody who was looking on and filming, they said, "No, no, no, this is not for it." I said, "What do you mean? This is not a real bruise on her face?" I said, "Can you speak English? Did somebody hit you? Let me take you to your embassy or let me take you to a police station and help you." She was laughing too. I said, "What is this, a joke? I don't play, I'm not playing." And then she explained to me, "No, we are trying to bring awareness to this practice in China, what they do to women." And I said, "Oh," I said, "because I was going to leave you here in this cage and he beating on you like that." I said, "Lord, I going to get myself in trouble." But they were trying to bring her attention, and they took a picture with me and said, "You were the only bravest soul that attempted to pull her out of this cage." I said, "Yeah, I wasn't going to leave her in this cage and he beating on her like that. No." That was me that day, Anslem. It began with an F. They practice what they do. And she was all bent up, and it was explaining to me that this thing goes on in China. They treat people this way, and they get into and they do it to a certain religion, and they beat them and keep them in a cage and deprive them of food. They make them work and they keep them there 8-9 hours a night and all that. I said, "What? Y'all crazy?" Yeah. So that was an experience for me with China. And then I know that they throw their baby girls in the Yangtze River. So I may not deal with them because they don't want people to have more than one child. I don't know if they lift that law now, right? If they didn't used to value the baby girls' lives. You understand? And the girl children were seen as a liability. So there we go.
Rose, thank you so much, Rose. Rose said, "Somebody like your shirt. It make you look real nice." Thank you so much, Rose.
You always liking somebody's shirt. What's wrong with her?
Rose, Rose, you're giving on some doula. What is doula?
Dulahin, me dulahin, kuchi
Rose,
gan ban hey.
some going in Gigi party wearing blue.
Hey, hey.
Oh God, they're good enough. Uh, uh, yeah, and that's why we study literature in school, not to take the spoken word on face value.
One thing. The one thing, Lana said, one thing China can't teach from we is we twang.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, Rose said, and some should nice girl.
we've seen that. I ain't seen all of that.
Yeah, they have a little discussion going on. You have to scroll down. Rennie no want to know why you're leaving him out. Hey, look who come in.
Oh,
Look who come back. Vonnie Roberts.
Vonnie,
Vonnie,
what's up?
welcome back, boy. Funny how long we didn't see you. Where was? What part? I hear you went Cuba. Somebody
No,
say you went to look for Castro.
you can look for Castro. Castro, don't pay answer no man. He must he went to Bolivia to pick up goods.
It's not Castro not running Cuba again. I thought the brother was running Cuba. Hey,
It's
Vonnie,
it's Che
welcome back.
Guevara. Is it Che Guevara? I don't know.
No, it's Castro brother running Cuba. Yeah, well, let's say welcome back to Vonnie. We didn't see Vonnie in a long time. Mm.
Wait a minute, Shay. Wait a
Che
minute.
Guevara.
No, no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no,
no, no,
I
no,
didn't
no. I
like you
think
to that.
no,
you're
no,
at the
no,
time
no.
in there.
Yeah, you that time in there bad.
Who, Che?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I like you.
Yeah, you that time in there
He's still
bad.
alive?
No.
Nah.
Okay.
Mm.
I was just wondering if I'm missing something.
But
Yeah,
he
was
he
signed in
he talking
2000.
about Castro, so why I can't talk about Che? Hey.
Yeah, but the brother alive? He's Castro too.
Yeah, yeah. So Vonnie Robert just come back. And before you say good hello to everybody, the first person you could say hello to, hi Nadia, good night. Hope
Mm-mm.
that rain did not affect you. So the only rain only affecting it was special rain going to Diego Martin and just affecting Nadia, right? Rain and affecting Rose, rain and affecting to Keisha. Ellis in a different part of the country. Rain don't affect he. Well, no rain don't affect Rain anymore because he's a easy love doctor. Rain don't affect the love doctor, right? So what is that one, Vonnie boy? What is that
Mm.
story? I ain't get that one, you know. And look him now. Hi Nadia, good night. Hope the rain did not affect you. Nadia, I got Nadia, boy. Nadia, you have it. Nadia, send me the recipe now. Nadia, plenty of you want the recipe. Judy says, answer something not right. Google did not know everything going on in China. I must have some true that China. Kamala gave it to China when she was the PM. Nah, man, nah. I don't want to believe that we give up the pitch lake. Rose said the pitch was leased to China for 99 years.
I clearly remember that in the UNC's stint. You know, I
Yeah, I
clearly
don't want to
remember.
believe that.
I don't know why that information isn't made available, but I remember that was a major point of contention that the Chinese had gotten a 99-year lease on the asphalt lake. I don't know. Something doesn't seem
Yeah,
right.
something. So Trinidad Margo asks this. But why is there no revenue reported from the pitch lake? If we still own it,
Uh-huh.
will it not be
I
reported
Uh-huh.
as a revenue stream or an asset? That's a
I
fact.
Uh-huh.
always say then I never see with all the budgets I never see nobody factoring in the
Uh-huh.
revenue from the pitch lake, and that should be probably our main source of one of our main source of income, since all
Thank you.
so many countries in the world depend on us for asphalt.
No,
Thank
Here in
you.
the
that's an excellent question. That's an
Thank
excellent.
here
you.
here in the US, I remember once there was on a president or
Yeah.
something was in 1990, and they talked about
So,
how much of the roads and the airports and different infrastructural projects use Trinidad asphalt.
You
I
know,
don't know.
that's the next question we had to ask Dr. Shane Mohammed when he come in. That's a great question.
hmm.
Let me
That's
go out and see if I can get my guess.
yeah,
I'm just
okay.
gonna step out.
Yeah. Eugene Julian, good night. Good evening, Wall Street, Diana, and WZYE. Also, Tommy. So, Eugene, put a special one for Tommy. Hey, look at this, Diana. Even
No.
Eugene gain red hearts now.
Mm-mm.
This
Red,
village red.
red hearts are easy to give, you know. They're not as
Yeah.
valuable as purple.
Mm. You know, this is very good habitat for humanity, teaching people to catch and save rainwater in Trinidad and Tobago. That's a very, very good thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good thing.
I remember one time here when I worked with Habitat for Humanity, I was in between jobs, and that was a required program I had to attend.
Mm.
And because I was carpentry, I had known carpentry, and I helped build a house in Brooklyn.
Mm.
I did tiling. I did. I worked with a carpenter. I did cupboards. But the grouting, oh Lord, that was something else. Woo.
So So Vonnie come back and stirring up controversy as usual.
What is it
So
now?
he says so after Karen lose the internal election. I don't know how we know that. Maybe he went by the PNM and the box with the box on them. He went with them ballot boxes and them and count them and figure out what the result is. And the tongue lashing she's getting from her own party members. What will be your next option? If you ask me, I haven't discussed this with Mrs. Karen Nunes to share. But I think Miss Karen Nunes to share should stay in this thing for the long haul.
But Anselm, isn't there a code of conduct that say you're not supposed to be tongue lashing her?
Yeah, there is.
So then Fitzgerald Hines is breaking that code of ethics.
Yeah.
And they should be holding him accountable.
Yeah, but I mean, who hold him accountable?
I mean, they're all the people. I don't even want to put the name coming to my mouth, but I don't want to say them people, them red people. Why aren't they getting up and say, hey, you shouldn't be calling her names because that's in all the Bible, your code of ethics. During an election, you should refrain from such activity.
Who gonna call them out, Diana? Who gonna call them on the carpet? Who? Somebody who running against them?
What do you mean somebody who running against them?
So who gonna call Fitzgerald Hines, Stuart Young, Jennifer Butti's Primus, Camille Robinson? Who's gonna call them out? Who?
The people are voting for them. Them can't get up and say hello. You shouldn't be doing that.
And where you working? You working CPEP?
You see, that is the problem down there. That's the problem down there. Because you're depending on a pittance from them, you can't say nothing. That shouldn't be.
You cannot. You could, Diana.
Cannot. That should not be. Then you see, that's why I said down there, this United Soviet Socialist Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I say so. You can't say nothing. Look.
No, you don't understand. Judy says, Ansem, I do agree with Rose that blue looks awesome on you. Thank you very much, Judy. I appreciate the compliment.
I'm gonna let Gary Griffith send you a t-shirt. That's a real blue shirt.
Yeah, Takisha, full 100. I listen. I very transparent and open. Me, I don't hide nothing. No much time I ask Vonnie if he's a NTA, a PDP, a PNM.
Vonnie is a Trinbagonian male. That's all Vonnie could declare to you, or should declare to you.
No, but people are afraid to declare.
Vonnie is a handsome Trinbagonian male. End of the story.
No, I am a PNM supporter, but I'm not a red sunglasses wearing.
Yeah, you're bound to be like you don't look. You're bound to. I am a Trinbagonian female. End of the story. That's all I am. When I'm ready to vote, I will vote for a particular party. That's it.
Takisha, there are many people who hope Karen gets through. Many people. But I just said that. Think about this. I heard this. And let's say Wall Street low voice now. Yeah, when I gonna talk about Nadia, I don't lower my voice, but because I don't know, boy. I don't see, or like most of the males in the chat, they be saying all kind of real nice thing to Nadia, boy. At least even you were saying nice thing to Nadia, so I don't know. When I talk to Nadia, I kind of lower my voice a little bit. I go into that that Lou Rawls voice or the Barry White voice. Hello. Oh God, Eugene Julian, good night, boy. How you going? Yeah, Eugene Julian, boy. Oh God, Judy said that blue is to cut Rowley Blight. So let's do this all, yeah.
To cut Maljo.
I don't know. Blue soap. Yeah. Lana woman open a boat service.
I tell you, go and walk in the sea backward. That is cut anything that anybody put on you. Walk in that sea backward.
So Yana, this is the second time Eugene say good night, Lana, you know. They say,
Mm-mm.
just Lana alone, you know.
Hey.
Eugene, me ain't saying nothing. All you, I just reading the comments, eh? That's all I am doing, just reading the comments. So Trinidad Margo says, Miguel Diaz-Canel is the current president of Cuba since 2021.
Hey.
Yeah?
Miguel Diaz-Canel. Okay. That's one place I want to go, but I can't go with the US passport.
Yeah, he says, correct, Tommy. A lot of people in the pitch league lost their work.
See?
Correct is right. Yeah.
Lana, why you want to carry me bowling so?
No, bowling is nice. Bowling is nice. So listen to this, eh?
I go get frustrated when I supposed to knock down 7 and I knock down 7. I take the thing and pelt it down there.
Yeah.
Alright.
Judy, we have a little thing in here. What? Look, Rose say what? Judy, your lover coming tonight? Who is that, boy? I know Judy gain. Rose gain. Judy, some type of friend. I don't know.
Lana, bowling is not intellectually stimulating for me.
Yeah. Lana, the piano woman arms cannot stand up for Karen.
That's
Because
exactly.
if they stand up for Karen,
Why not?
they will lose something.
What do you mean? What do you mean? So, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, Ansel. Can I say something now?
Wait, let me read what Vonnie Roberts said here. Vonnie Roberts is an outsider, but hear what he says. Anyone that goes against Rowley within the party does not last. They become an outcast. That is totally true.
All right, so, all right. Can I say something?
Yeah.
All right. So, Shamfa Kojo have a post, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
Yeah, she's an MP.
All right. Ayanna Webster Roy has a post, right?
Yeah, she's a minister in some one of them.
Okay. Nyan Gatsby Dolly has a post, right?
You're very good. I like she. She's minister. of
Okay, well, I call all the women with posts. Who else? Penelope Beckles have a post, right?
Minister of Planning.
All right, give me another woman in there that have posts.
Camille Regis Robinson, minister.
She have a post. Who else? Another woman in there that have Donna Cox.
Social Development.
That's 6. Who else have a post? So give me another woman that have post.
I know Webster.
I called she already. Speaker of the House. Or she's independent. She have a post. Give me that 7. Give me another woman that have posts.
There's another one in some other thing. I forget.
Okay, that 8. That 8. Give me another woman that have posts. All right, that 8.
I don't know the one.
How many of them in Parliament? How many of them have posts? 20-something, 40-something, how many of them?
Most of them in posts?
Yeah.
In order to be an MP, in order to be a minister, you have to be a senator.
Okay, good. So you're telling me, we call out 8 women. You're telling me that 8 of them stand up and tell the Hines, we don't appreciate you talking about Karen like that, and Dr. Rowley is going to go and oust 8 of them women, so?
Can I ask you a question?
Come on.
In a government, who appoints the senators in order for you to be a minister?
Answer him away. I hear you.
Just answer the question. Who appoints the senators in order for you to become a minister?
Okay, Anselm. Who does? Tell me who does it. I don't know. Tell me.
The prime minister
does. I don't care.
But
I don't care, Anselm. I really do. And it is time they stand up to the to the raging bull. You telling me, and you sit down here telling me, 8 of them go to him, Fitzgerald Hines, and tell you, hello, you do not disrespect Mrs. Teixeira like that. We don't appreciate it. You telling me because they stand up and tell MP Hines, do not disrespect Mrs. Teixeira, Dr. Rowley go oust 8 of them? Yeah. Nah, then that is not the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. You're living in Russia.
Well, I mean, does he really care? Didn't you hear what he said on the platform the other day? He taken scoring this election. And let me go to that. Did you hear what he said?
But matter of fact, I would buy him a writing pad to take his score. You see,
You
he
want to play the video for you?
he's trying to inject fear into the people. He's trying to rule by fear. What do you fear him for? Stand up to him. Sorry I wasn't an MP now. Sorry to God I wasn't some MP. I was going to be the first one in the tail. Why are they disrespecting Mrs. Teixeira like that? What would everybody fear he for? Who is he? Who is he?
Diana,
Who is he?
Diana, you would not last.
I don't care. I don't care. I will stand up for what is right. You cannot keep going along so, and the country suffering so. So what do you want? So I mean, I won't lie. I should go along, be part of the go along, get along gang.
It is not a democracy. It is not a you are supposed.
So I must go along with the go along, get along gang then. That's where you want me to be. No, I'm going to stand up to Fitzgerald Hines and stand up to Dr. Rowley. That is what them 8 women need to do. Anyway, go ahead.
Diana, I hear you. And
Diana Benskin, wait. I Waveney, Diana Benskin McDonald was going to stand up to Fitzgerald Hines and stand up to Dr. Rowley. Who is it? Who is it to them? Who is it to them? Why are you disrespecting the woman so? I was going to be like a tick in the tail. You do not, you have a code of ethics and you're breaking the code. I don't care.
Diana,
They outs me, then outs me. But I know I was going to stand up for what is right.
Diana, I am in full agreement with you.
I don't answer, man, I hear you. But you can't allow it to go on like this because it's not going to get fixed. It's not going to get, you tell me 8 women stand up and say, we do not want this happening to Mrs. Teixeira, and he keeping score. Give him a notebook and lay right then. Who is he? Give him the notebook and let him keep his score.
Diana.
Can't be frightened, Dr. Rowley. Who is he?
Is my guest in the background yet?
No.
Okay.
I ain't a frightened boy. Yes, Anselm.
Diana, I hear you. And in a democracy, that is the way it should be.
Thank you. So therefore, there is no democracy in Trinidad. That's a democ receipt that you talk about. So, and it had somebody got to stand. Somebody got to take a stance now. Stand up.
Not in this RPNM.
But I don't care. I'm sorry I wasn't an MP. Oh God, I'm sorry I wasn't an MP. All you know, the Diana Benz could be the first one to stand up against E-boy. And proudly I will stand up. You want to put me in Siberia? Go right ahead. Go right ahead and outs me. But when I'm making my exit speech, I will let it be known why I was being out. Nah, you can't have it going on so all the time. Somebody gotta put a foot down now. Come on, man. Enough is enough. Mm-hmm. You mean all the time, so? You cannot get up and say, well, you're breaking the code of conduct. You're attacking the woman during an election, which you're not supposed to be doing. And 8 of them can't get there and say, hey, you Fitzgerald Hines, cut your nonsense out. And you can't vote for her against him? Nah.
So this is what Diana is talking about, right?
Failed Gerald Hines maliciously attacks a PNM woman with the following post on his social media page. PNM hate-inspired, politically to Bankar struck Nutty Karen, Ken Butcher and the other imps, having lost in the High Court at first instance last Wednesday, chose wickedly to appeal. The matter was certified urgent and heard yesterday. She lost again. It was dismissed. She was ordered to pay legal costs again. She should appeal to the Privy Council before 8:00 a.m. today, when the voting starts. She would lose urgently and contribute more to the building of Balisay House. She could afford it, because money for her is no problem. In fact, money or costs does not matter. What matters most is an intention to discredit, damage and destroy the PNM under Dr. Rowley's leadership, and to weaken our prospects for retaining the government in Trinidad and Tobago. Her sole purpose was to stop the elections, to discredit Dr. Rowley, and to mash up the PNM. The lawyer, Peter Taylor, like Nutty Karen, was a Johnny-come-lately PNM, who made it to a PNM cabinet for 2.5 years. They could not defend the PNM enough in 2010, and we lost to the most corrupt and thieving government this country has ever seen. Now they will not get a single PNM vote. Anyone voting for that is no real PNM. But great is the PNM, and we shall prevail.
That is for Jill Hines. I mean, the disrespect of that fella. So what I decided to do, so okay, this is the post that I put up. No, I stopped doing this, but since he run out the whole
Maliciously attacks a PNM woman with the following post on his social media page. PNM hate inspired, politically to Bankar struck nutty Karen, Phil Gerald Hines maliciously attacks a PNM woman with the following
Right, that was it there. So I coined him Phil Gerald Hines, right? And I stopped calling him that. Right? Out of respect. I stopped. You see, but when you're gonna be so disrespectful, right? So disrespectful. But once that a rain and all kind of thing going on, and watch him. See them fellas, and them out of timing too bad. Out of timing. They don't understand that people float all over the place.
And they dancing.
All they jamming still. They jamming still.
And so let me try see one more time what's going on with this guy in the back. Maybe he can't get through right now.
You telling me I what? I would be afraid to stand up to who? Let me tell you something, Right now, none of my siblings speak to me because of the same thing. Because I stand up for myself for what is right. And I don't care. That is me. You all want to exile me on an island? Fine. But I will stand up for what is right. Always. And it is wrong what they're doing to her. You understand? And the country is going to shambles on them.
Diana, I am 250% in support of Miss Karen Nunes Teixeira.
And country shambles on the Dr. Rowley.
However, Diana, under this RPNM, you cannot break ranks. If you break ranks, the man appoint you, he could get rid of you.
Okay.
So all these people who getting food put on their table and their family getting food put on the table, they decide that, you know what? It's better I keep quiet, eat my food, drink my water, eat my jelly, and mind my business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Well. Then you're not a gladiator then.
No, well, I mean,
you're not a gladiator. You don't have no chutzpah. You have to something. You have to learn to. And if you telling me all them can stand up in unison.
Okay.
You tell how many guide me again? How many of them in there? Because I want to talk all the time. How many of them in there?
Have a good bit of them. Say 7 or 8 of them.
No, inside of the thing. How many of them in the inside the parliament? How many MPs in there? In the PNM? How many?
MPs? Well, it's 21.
Okay. 21 so you're telling me. You're telling me, and how many votes he need to stay head of the party?
What do you mean?
How many votes is needed for him to stay head of the party?
No, the internal election where he could become to stay head of the party. That's the internal election. If he gets more than 50% of the vote, he remains the leader of the party. More than 50% of the vote cast. He remains leader of the party.
Okay.
But Diana, you don't understand, you know. The man said he's keeping score.
Well, let him keep his score. Who cares? I would buy him a pad, a writing pad or a calculator. I'm scared. I'm scared. He don't scare me.
That's you.
Motherfucker will help him keep. You want me to help you keep score, Dr. Rowley?
That's you, you know.
I will help him keep score in several different languages.
You don't know family you eating.
You want me to help you keep score? What do you mean I'll be keeping score? What do you say? Oh, yeah. The people operate from a premise of fear. Oh. Who are frightening? He frightening me. And I'm telling you, you answer me right on me for true, you know.
No, but Dana, you don't understand. You really don't. You could talk big and bad. You could talk big and bad.
Anslam, you're really Anslam.
You gotta listen though. How come?
You really don't know this chick on the other line on the side here. You really don't know me for true.
How come none of them has stood up and said anything?
Because they fear him. They're operating in a premise of fear.
So?
That is what it is. Fear.
If you're operating in a premise of fear, you expect them to jump up and say something?
They are fearful of him. That is what it is. I tell people I fear God, and I may fear a snake, but I fear God. There's no other man on this earth that I fear. I fear God. I'm not talking about big and bad. This is who I am. I don't buckle like that, you know. A vote, you want to tell me now, you want to put fear in me to control who I vote for now? This is my vote. This is Diana Benskin's vote, and you want to control me? You tell me that you so powerful, you could control me as to who I am going to vote for? You got that power? You are so powerful? Come on. You are that powerful? Nah. No, sorry, not when it comes to this chickaboo here. Not this Bajan girl. No. This is my vote, and I will determine who I cast it for, not you. Nah, I am not your puppet. Nah, there's something wrong. I'm not your puppet. This is my vote. Please. But you can't put no fear in me, so. Don't walk so. Sorry, Ansel, it don't work so. Not with me. Then they're puppets. That's what they are. Puppet master controlling them. Nobody ain't controlling me. Did Tommy get through with his person? What is that? Diana with that attitude? What Eugene say? What? What with my attitude, Eugene? Eugene, you don't know me, you know. You need to go. You need to come and visit with me in my school days, boy. And people will tell you. I don't get pushed over so easily. I get into plenty trouble with that attitude. What? Trinidad Margot, they will defame your name and make bacchanal and public shame me. Trinidad Margot, hey, I might back like a duck, girl. Let them go ahead. Let them go ahead. As long as nobody will come and draw my blood and hit me with anything. Are you here? Lana, Takesha, I really don't like to hear about these people, you know, because they're getting everybody better. Lana, that's how Fitz was dancing when they kicked the water and they beat them.
So let me play this for you.
Somebody's coming in.
Hold on, pal. Let me play this.
Tommy, did you get him?
I just got him, and I walk him through it. I hope he gets through it. He told me he was having problems.
Ask him if he has crow. He's doing it from up here or down there.
He's up here.
Let me
I
play
wonder if
this.
Say something else to you. Remember Margaret Thatcher? Mhm. She was a very powerful leader of the Conservative Party in England.
No, she was not.
When you are in that position, making changes in your country, you usually have a body of resistance because there's very few instances where you're making change and everybody's saying, wait, let's go right there, unless you're lemmings. And she was in office with some changes she wanted to make. And there was an internal election. In that party in England, it is the parliamentarians who select the leader. At the time, it's just the parliamentarians and I think the executive of the party outside. Not a large crowd of people, but mainly the parliamentarians. And in the election, I don't know how many of you remember, some of you are too young to know that, Mrs. Thatcher got 60-odd% of the votes. I think it was 63 or 67% of the votes. She won with 60-odd% of the votes. But then she lost. Because it was the view of her parliamentary colleagues, not that she had won with 60-odd% of the votes, but that she wasn't an appropriate leader as required at the time. Because too many people did not support her and did not find her an appropriate leader. 30-odd% of the party did not think that she was an appropriate leader. And the party thought that was not the kind of leader at the time that they required. They wanted a broader consensus in the party. Tonight, I say that to the PNM. It will be my decision to take careful note of how many people want me to remain.
Football, beer, wings. Yes, boneless wings on pizza. TVs, overtime, wings on pizza. Sauce, friends, wings on pizza. Wings, pizza.
You hear that?
Okay. I'm shivering in my boots. And
I will take careful note.
okay, so let me give him a big Bristol board.
You know what that means? What that means is this. There's a bigger picture. Well, you know what?
He can frighten you. He can frighten you because you belong to the same, how come you don't frighten me? How come he doesn't frighten me? He don't frighten me.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point.
I'm not hello.
No, you are missing the point. I think
so enlighten me now.
Your attitude is honorable in that what you are saying is that you will stand up for things that you need to stand up for. That's very honorable. And I'm saying to you, and many people will say to you, yes, Diana, you can stand up for those things, but there are consequences for your actions. Right? And as I said many times, right? Immediately the 4 Ds will be planted on your back.
I have a broad back.
And you are able to deal with it. But you basically will have zero power. Zero.
And so he telling you right away, well, you better not be coming at me. You better not be going against me. That's what you're trying to say? Look, please, my vote will be one that will not be voting for him for number one. I don't care. I'll be standing up early o'clock and I will put my vote on a big piece of Bristol board and let him know I did not vote for him. So what you gonna do? Send me somewhere? I'll go home and rest myself then. Well, I could go somewhere else and find something else to do. But I know I did what I stood up. I stood up to the tyrant. That would be my legacy. Yeah, teach others to follow. You can't come and bully me if I don't vote for you. Yeah, I will stand. I will stand up. You're not gonna come here. You better do this and you bet. You see, I am a creature. When you come to me and you want to bully me, then I'm going to push back. You have to come to me and you come to me and you negotiate. We negotiate, you enlighten, you educate, you give me options and choices and leave me alone and let me inculcate, mitigate, and then I do my selection. But when you come to me and you want to hold a dagger over my head and then you want to charge, it ain't gonna work that way. Not this creature here. And I know there's plenty creatures like me out there. You ain't gonna threaten me. Oh, I'm taking score. I'm gonna give you a big piece of neon green crystal board. Take score, Dr. Rowley. Go ahead. Go ahead, take your score, my brother. And I'm telling you, Anselm, and when it happens, remember I told you, let him go ahead and put he back in there now. Put him back as leader of the party and see how far PNM will reach in the next general election. Let them go ahead and do it. Matter of fact, let him go ahead and do it. Or you go back and put him there and let them see how far PNM will go in the next general election. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll come out with my face and I will tell, ladies and gentlemen, I was wrong. I was wrong. But let him put he back there and see how far PNM will reach. What all going on in the country now? Huh? Nah. Nah.
Folks, it's in the village with the Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after the short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
I see hate. Mr. Speaker, I see bitterness. Mr. Speaker, I see acrimony. Mr. Speaker, I see animosity. And Mr. Speaker, I see a man completely out of control. Completely out of control, Mr. Speaker. That is what I see. And that problem is not a new problem to me, you know. I was aware of the tendency for the honorable to go out of control since 1987. Argue your case. Everybody has a chance to do it. But not like my good friend. The minute you oppose my good friend, Mr. Speaker, the minute you oppose...
It is not prepared to act. That is what it was. We just were not prepared to accept that. And Mr. Speaker, you don't know the trouble I see. You don't know the trouble I see. I have had to live with that for 12 years. When you can't have your way, and when he cannot have his way, Mr. Speaker, his method is to bully. That's what it is. His method is to bully you. That is what I fought against. That is why his influence was terminated. Mr. Speaker, we do not tolerate bullying in the secondary school system. We're not tolerating bullying in the cabinet. We're not tolerating it. And if the member for Diego Martin West wishes a cabinet in which bullying is the order of the day, he's going to have to form that cabinet himself. It ain't going to happen in this one. It's not going to happen. He must learn to behave. I don't know if the member realizes it. I don't think the member realizes it. That when you carry on with hate that you have, it impairs your judgment. It impairs your judgment. That is what it does. And therefore your prescriptions are not straight.
Did she assure you of her innocence?
What do you think she told me? What we talked about? Her guilt? Are you implying that she told me yes, she was guilty of taking public money and I told her yes, is that what you're saying? Are you implying that she told me about her guilt and I covered it up? I am asking you a question. That question you just asked me, whether she pled her innocence, are you implying that she did otherwise and I covered it up?
We are back with you. It's in the village with the Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM.
So what Manning said came to be true, huh?
Full 100. Full 100. That's all I had to say. You know, I mean, you could jump high, jump low. The man was very prophetic. in his description, and it came to pass. You understand? He could form a cabinet of you, and which he did. And bullying is the order of the day.
That's right.
My concern is
if you know that the man is like that, then don't be part of that cabinet. Don't be part of just like what Karen Nunes Shishera did. Someone asked you to be a senator. She said, "No, I don't want no parts of that. I don't want no parts of that."
She didn't want to be bullied.
She didn't want to be bullied. So she said, "No, all you could keep that. I will go to Barbados." She went to Barbados for 4 years and teach. She don't want no part of that. So if you want to be part of that, you have to expect the end result. No. Wait up, hold up. Let me play that again. Let me play it again. The man was prophetic. Let me play it again. Right? Listen to
That is not prepared to accept. That is what it was. We just were not prepared to accept that. And Mr. Speaker, you don't know the trouble I see. You don't know the trouble I see. I have had to live with that for 12 years. When you can't have your way, and when he cannot have his way, Mr. Speaker, his method is to bully. That's what it is. His method is to bully you. That is what I fought against. That is why his influence was terminated. Mr. Speaker, we do not tolerate bullying in the secondary school system. We're not tolerating bullying in the cabinet. We're not tolerating it. And if the member for Diego Martin West wishes a cabinet in which bullying is the order of the day, he's going to have to form that cabinet himself. It ain't going to happen in this one. It's not going to happen. He must learn to behave. I don't know if the member realizes it. I don't think the member realizes it. That when you carry on with hate that you have, it impairs your judgment. It impairs your judgment. That is what it does. And therefore your prescriptions are not straight.
Did she assure you of her innocence?
What do you think she told me? What we talked about? Her guilt? Are you implying that she told me yes, she was guilty of taking public money and I told her yes, as a premier husband? Is that what you're saying? Are you implying that she told me about her guilt and I covered it up? I am asking you a question. That question you just asked me, whether she pled her innocence, are you implying that she did otherwise and I covered it up?
So if you decide you want to be part of that cabinet, you have to take whatever medicine you get. That is it. Because you know what the fella is like. Right? And
because you were warned.
You were forewarned. And he tell you already, I ain't changing. So all of them inside of they know that he's the bullying master. Right? And they know they got to accept the bullying and sit down
and they're frightened to vote against that? You telling me?
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Come on.
But you know what it is. You know what you're getting yourself into. And I think
you telling me I don't want to be part of that. That's why Diana Benz could be the first one. No, I am not voting for bully.
In the first place? Why are you going in the first place?
I am not voting for the bully. That would be me.
Why don't you do like Karen Nunes Shishera and say no?
I am not voting for the bully. No. Maybe he could send me to Siberia when he done. I didn't vote for him.
Yeah.
Because the business of the country ain't gonna get fixed. You chose to be in politics to do that. The people elect you. You're elected of the people, for the people, by the people. And you can't get nothing done. Nothing getting done. Nothing getting done. People drowning in a set of water. Dirty water, muddy water, sewage water, all kind of water. And nothing getting done. Why? Because everybody frightened for this one person. And then the next one, what Rose like to call him with the foot turned backward. Huh? And then Mr. Pretty Boy in the pretty pants and the pretty shirt. I don't see nothing getting done. Nothing. Everybody frightened. Please, all stop it here. Come on. And who Vonnie said I won't be an MP, you're right, because they're not gonna like me. Because I will call out I calling out stuff. They're not gonna like me.
You're not gonna last long at all, and you're
they're absolutely right. I won't last long.
But what's the impact you wanna have? If
they're not gonna like me
to make a change and you're
saying
they're not gonna like me. You can't do nothing on the back bench. What
they're not gonna like me.
What good are you sitting on the back bench? What good are you?
They're not gonna like me because I'm not gonna play their game. You're right.
Answer the questioner. Answer the questioner.
Who, me?
What good are you sitting down in the back bench?
They're
What's
not
your
gonna-
purpose?
So if I can't get things done for the people, then I'm not gonna sit on no back bench.
You go resign then.
Exactly.
And you go come out and try to make a difference.
I'm not gonna make a good MP. End of the story.
So
I won't be in there.
And Dan, you gotta make it make sense, you know. You gotta make it make sense.
I won't make. I wouldn't be.
Where you are in the parliament where you can have an impact.
I wouldn't be a good MP. I might make a good speaker of the house, but I wouldn't be a good MP.
Okay, so then all what you just said there was actually useless then.
I would make a good speaker of the house, not a good MP. Ellis,
All what you just said
I never decide to go nowhere with you around no red house and didn't show up though. Don't be telling lies on me, because if you had a march going around the red house, I would be there first. All right, good.
I know. You take me around the mulberry bush there.
Right? Yeah, he said that he made
everybody standing.
No, he said that he put something in the chat here that something he was gonna go around the red house, and he said a march around the red house on the day I told him to go ahead, that I will be with him in spirit. So I let the chat know I never agreed to go with Ellis around no red house, because if I had agreed with to go, I would be there number one. So I wouldn't have stood him up.
Hey, you was going around the red house with him?
If he had a march here, I would be there.
So, but you tell us previously you don't have to take no march, you could go by yourself.
If there was a group, I would be there.
No, but you told us it didn't need a group, you would go by yourself.
But it was raining when I was down there, so
so rain stop you?
Yeah, it was a lot of rain. Yeah.
Activists and rain stop you?
Yeah, rain stopped me. Yeah. I didn't want to get sick.
All right.
I was already coughing too. I didn't want to get sick.
All right. Yeah, but you know,
I don't like what they're doing. I don't like how they chastising, because you know why Fitzgerald Hines is going after Karen. He sees her as a threat.
We all know that.
Yeah. Tommy, where's your friend? He's not getting in? Tommy.
Obviously something is wrong, because I caught myself walking him through the process. He told me he wasn't getting through.
He has Chrome on his what's he doing, on his laptop or his phone?
Well, he's trying to do it on his phone, because on his laptop he told me he uses AOL. So I said,
huh? And he's doing it through WhatsApp?
Yeah, he was trying to come in through WhatsApp on his handset.
And he clicked the StreamYard link?
That's what I asked him to do. Click the StreamYard link.
Maybe it's his headset.
So let me go to some comments here.
I hear somebody click on the background. Check on it.
No. That's not there. Let me see. Hey, Troy Smith, welcome, boy. You inside? Trinidad Margot say, that's why I stick with Philip Alexander, because there's no accountability, and bacchanal exists on every level. Even in Parliament, he's no different than all those other political leaders. Pastor Google, Funny Robert says, Pastor Google is the biggest defender of the PNM. He should have gone as their PRO. Troy Smith, good night. And say hello to Kizzy for us as well. Trinidad Margot say Penelope Beckers. Yeah, Trinidad Margot, I do have to give Diana no examples, you know. And that's a great example that you give right there, Trinidad Margot. Penelope Beckers. Why didn't Penelope Beckers go up for leadership of the party, and she went up in 2014? Why do you think she didn't go up? Why do you think? Eh? Why do you think she go up? Diana, you know, we could talk, you know, but when the real thing come, yeah, Trinidad Margot, he will remove them. Yeah, they're no joke. We could talk the talk all we want. You want to make change. You can't make change saying down on what up? You can't make change saying down on on the outside. Yeah. Yeah. I no joke. If you was an MP, they'll lick you up long time. You gone long time, Diana.
In Trinidad.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you're gone.
Yeah, because all they don't want above and proper representation. That is what. You all don't want that. You want corruption and lick bottom and pay back and payola and kick back and all that. All they don't want proper representation. That is why they want to lick me up. And I go on. But the minute I stand up for what is right, stand up of the people, for the people, by the people, nah, get you out of here. Yeah, that is why I'll be gone. And I will gladly exit because I will not operate on any other premise but those three premises.
Why are you going? Why are you going into a situation like that?
Only to be in Trinidad, boy. Oh God. Nah. I will go in Barbados and run for office first. But nah, not me and all in Trinidad. No. I will go and run in Mia Parliament. I could operate there proper with Trinidad. Nah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking since I couldn't get him to come in on the stream yard, maybe I could give him the phone number and he can call in and we can talk to him.
Yeah, you can call.
What number to give him?
973-868-1444. 973. Give him my number. Diana, you will not last a week in the PNM.
Yeah, because you all are too. It is too much of nonsense in there.
They will defame your name, make backlash.
I don't care. Because let me tell you, Ansem, I don't live at none of all here. No PNM. When I open my wallet, I don't pull out a PNM card. I don't joke my key in a PNM at HDC house. I don't drive no car PNM give me. And nothing. I have nothing from the PNM. Nothing. You understand? Nor UNC. So they're not gonna like me. I don't care. You see, you ever done? I don't care. I want nothing from them. But you hear the song you play? Captain, the ship sinking. They're sending Trinidad and Tobago over a cliff. Yeah. It's going, and if they put your friend back there again, I want to see how they're going to fare in the next general election. I am going to sit by and watch it.
See, Diana, it have over 1 million citizens and they're afraid to stand up. You expect a few ladies to stand up? You expect few of them to stand up?
Because I watched them. I said, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong with all here? And one time he fell in the prisons and make a certain noise. Then Rowley, you come and guard these prisons. I ain't seen nothing happen. I said, well, these people only talk. I said, talk.
Yeah. Even Eugene say, Diana, with that attitude, I guess you're gonna say you ain't gonna last too long.
But that's no problem. No problem. But I know I stood up for many. I know I had to stand up when I've had enough. I just stand up.
You see, the problem is that
stand up.
When we pick the wrong leaders, this is what happened.
I just stand up.
We pick the wrong leaders.
So I say, look at the place inundated with water. Inundated. So my thing is, people who are already behind the 8 ball, coming out of COVID, finally catching themselves. Not all this water. I don't know.
He says, Vonnie, I sometimes I just wonder, Vonnie says, it amazes me for an intelligent people like Ansem to not seeing the way the PNM operate amongst their own members. Vonnie,
it's horrible.
Vonnie, I don't understand that comment, Vonnie, name me one other person. Just give me one other person that you know who's an activist in the PNM and does do the things that I just do as a PNM. One. Just give me one person. Give me one now, Vonnie. One. Give me one. To be not seeing the ways that the PNM does operate. So give me one. Just give me one person.
And Eugene, once again, I would not have wanted to be in the government of PNM. Please please note, because I would have been an entrepreneur.
Hold on.
That's
Hello.
the Bajan side of me.
Welcome.
Okay.
Hold on, Diana. Welcome you on WZYE 95.9 FM.
This is Mr. Vonnie Roberts speaking to you. Name.
Vonnie Roberts, welcome you live on WZYE 95.9 FM. How are you?
Well, I'm fine, thank you. And to all the guests on the show, season greetings and may God blessings be upon you all.
And the same to you and your family. Vonnie, we know how generous you and your family are. We had a need to get into that first before we talk about anything. And we appreciate you and your family generosity towards many people in Trinidad. Many people may not know, but for those who don't know, you are a very generous person in Trinidad and Tobago with respect to the things that you and your family do. And from us here at WZYE 95.9 FM, we do appreciate your generosity.
Well, thank you very much on behalf of my wife and myself. It's always a privilege, when we get the opportunities to do these things for the underprivileged persons. And when you look at what is taking place presently, it's our hearts has to go out to those other people, I don't think the government is really doing a good job. I sent you a video a while ago, and you will see where Inchan and these guys, they're working hard. They're just sending out so many food out right now presently. Like 500 dishes are being sent out, from certain individuals, we send our trucks out to get the people out from my company, to the village, because these are the people that support my business, and, we have to help others, even though they don't, it's always good to send the people out there to get them out of the flood. I even offer them part of my warehouse if they want to stay in it. We can accommodate, what we can do, but, we are there to help, and that's the given opportunity God has given to us to assist.
And Vonnie, in times like this, this is very important for, people to open their places and things that could be available to many who, who basically struggling through times like this, and have lost almost everything, and don't really know where the next meal coming from.
Yeah, we will. My company, I would decide, to select certain people who are in a situation where we can, as you know, I operate a tile shop, Tile Expression, and I would probably assist in doing some of the floors for them, tiling up, getting some tiles distributed to them, to assist them in whatever way, the kitchen, the bathroom, whatever way we can help them, we surely do it.
It's really truly a pleasure, because sometimes, Vonnie, that people may only know you from and know what other people just from social media then, right? And they don't know all of the charitable things that they do, in their spare time, and how their family help other families. Because many of us who are doing these things are not really people who come out and broadcast this type of information until people start to talk, what they don't know about. And you just have to sometimes bring them into the 21st century and let them know that, these are people who are actually working hard and doing so much things for so many people, but they just don't like to talk about it.
And the most amazing thing, there's so much people that are willing to assist, but sometimes the opportunities, to distribute becomes a problem, because you don't want them to flock your place. So we send it out to the organization. We contribute like 2 bags of flour, whatever they ask, so many cases of oil. So it is easier for them to pre-pack and send out. But I have sent you a little text here a short while ago. I'm prepared to assist our staff, our group, with hampers, the ones who are needed. Whatever I can do to assist anyone in our chat with a Christmas hamper. They can call upon me, or you can call upon you, and we can distribute that.
So, folks, what you just heard is that Vonnie True's company, is willing to, anybody in the chat who believe that they're in need, he's willing to donate, a Christmas hamper to each one of the families. to whoever in need with respect to our Christmas hamper. So we have gotten that from him. I mean, if you want, you can reach out to Vonnie direct. I will send, if anybody needs it, just send me the man. I'll send you Vonnie number and you can reach out to Vonnie direct. You know, we don't have
Yeah.
to know, but you know.
No, but I'd rather it come through you. So you know, it will be you, and then they can contact me. Or
Okay, all right. So folks, you guys know my number. Anybody who believe that, you know, you want, and listener, we are family in here. All right. And this is a family thing. Right. We don't go out and tell people, you know, we get this one and we get that one and that one. We don't operate so. Right. Anybody that's in need, you just reach out to me. Right. I will contact Vonnie and Vonnie will make the arrangements in order for you to come and pick up the hamper. And I can guarantee you guys. That's why, you know, when Vonnie called, we want to talk about no other. We don't want to talk about politics or not. You know, we talk about politics in the chat. And guys, that is what's good about us, you know. What we do here at WZYE 95.9 FM, you know. Right?
My wife just said to me that if they don't want the hamper, we can give them the value in cash.
Okay, look at that. So guys, if you don't want the hamper, you see, the boss just told Vonnie. like how my boss is telling me what to do, right? The boss just told Vonnie, if you believe that you don't want the hamper, give you the value of the hamper in cash. Okay, folks? So that is how we just operate here at WZYE 95.9 FM. We try our best, right, in order to help people as much as we can. And we've been doing this ever since we started this radio program. And Vonnie?
So again, thanks for accepting the offer from us. You know, we are gracious to assist our family in the chat.
Right. So folks, everybody have my number. Just contact me, send me a message. Right, I'll contact Vonnie. I'll put him in contact, and we'll make the arrangements. Whether you want the hamper, whether you want the cash. Okay, Vonnie, anything else you want to say, man?
No, I'm just listening to the storm, and she's really, really waxing warm, and everything.
Yeah, she's passionate, boy. She's passionate.
Yeah, you know, it's you know, you just played a tape there with Dr. Rowley, with Mr. Manning. Speaking about Dr. Rowley behavior. And that amazes me as Brian Manning, as a son of to give that person that support. You know, it's mind-boggling to know that Brian could sit under a person like that, you know, who gave his father and who said things that he was going to Lakota and do this thing if you know where I am from, you know. But that spell, if you believe in it or whatever it is, to condemn his dad and then be a part of it, it amazes me.
Yeah, and not only that, but the man withdrew from going up for one of them positions too, you know. And that's exactly what we are saying. What we are saying is that once you join up with the RPNM, you know what you're getting.
That's right.
You can't join up and expect anything different, because Patrick Augustus Moving Manning had it 100% correct, man. He have coined it correctly, absolutely correct when he talk about that, man.
And when you hear the men from the PNM speak about women and within their own party, it amazes me.
Yeah, boy.
To degrade their own party members, that democratically they are going up for a position in the party, right? And even though they're going up against the leader, and to be in that tone and that characterize some of the way the women are, it amazes me that these people. That's in one of my texts. I said, how Karen going to react after if she don't become the leader of the PNM? How is she going to react within an organization that is hitting you right, left, and center, east, west, north, and south? You are getting blows, and from your own party members. Sometimes I ask myself, you know, if the PNM is really a black party, as it was. Right. It's not, you know, when you look at the leadership of the party, when you look at the ones that who hold the position in the party, you know, it's very few of them are there.
Well, we had none before. We just get Phil Gerald Hines. and he's failing miserably. You know
Well,
what?
you know,
That fella is consistent, you know, in that everything he has done so far in politics have been a failure. He failed in Mova Lavantil East, right? They move him to Mova Lavantil West. He failed in Mova Lavantil West. They move him to Minister of Public Utilities. I think it's Minister of Public Utilities. He failed in Minister of Public Utilities. They move him to Minister of National Security. He failed in Minister of National Securities. I don't know what else they're going to move him to so he could fail. But for my 23 years on Wall Street, we had a saying, they say, you know, you screw up, you move up. That's what they do. You know, he mess up in Mova Lavantil East, he get move up to Mova Lavantil West. He mess up in Mova Lavantil West, he get to be Minister of Public Utilities. He mess up as Minister of Public Utilities, he get to be Minister of National Security. I wonder what next, boy.
And then you have the ministers in the debate, you know, like Mr. Scotland, you know, talking about a cool pot on bicycle and this in these days, and but you driving the best, you know. It just don't make sense, you know. It's out of timing, as you may say.
Out of touch. They're out of touch. They are absolutely clueless. That's the RPNM. Listen, and with listener, there are a few good ones, It's not all of them, but you see the RPNM under that fella. Plenty of them have to go. Plenty of them. They should go. Just go home. Shamfor Kojo, Keith Scotland, Marvin Gonzalez, one set of them. Stuart Young, Faris Alwari, Rohan Sinanan, a whole bunch of them. Camille Robinson Regis, plenty of them just need to go. And the people, Donna Cox, and the people will be happy. But like Nyan Gasby Dolly there, Nyan Gasby Dolly, I find doing a good job, I find so.
You see, that's why Penny didn't go up. Penny knew that, you know.
But she couldn't go up.
You know, she can't.
She can't.
You know.
And that's what you trying to tell Diana. She couldn't. If she go up, boy, why none of them didn't go up? I asked the question.
Well, if Penny had gone up, that would have been her last 2 or 3 years in PNM, you know, because she would not be selected to be to go up for a rebound wherever she went up, you know. That would have been her last.
Not even a minister.
Yeah. So anyway, guys.
But Wani, thanks a lot, man. We're gonna pick you up on that offer. We appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts here, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Okay. And to all the guests, good night again.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Tommy, let the guy call.
Yeah, I told him to call in. I guess it's the same lines when he was on. So he.
Dr. Mohammed not coming again?
He's supposed to come. Yeah, he's supposed to come in shortly.
But it's already 9:30.
Yeah, he's supposed to be coming in now. He's not in the background.
No, I told you. No. Don't worry about it.
No.
Ellis said when Margaret Thatcher died, the country celebrated. I was in England when she died. Massive celebration. Yeah. Now listen to this one, right? Let me go solo for this one. I want to go solo for this one. Let me go solo for this one, And I am asking the question now, Here is the question that I want to ask, Hold on, Okay, all right. Let me remove this. So I have a question, right? I'm asking a question. I have been told that when you go to the polls, when people went to the polls on the 26th and the 27th of November, when you get into the polling station, and if you are number 15, for example, and you go up to the poll clerk will look at your name. They will put number 15 in the polling book, and they will put number 15 on the polling card. Right? Mm-hmm. So, name, number, going on the polling card, number. When you go to the other position, right, they will tear off the one with the number in it on your, and you know, you pull out your ballot, whatever it is. So that number 15 goes into the polling box, right? You all get that, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if I am keeping score, right? Or if I'm telling all you, I'm watching very carefully. When the votes are finished, let me say you is a MP or is a minister, and you put on your poll card, you vote for Karen Nunes Teixeira, and you are number 31. And I see your poll card now, Because after the vote finish, whether you win or you lose, and I see, wait now, boy, June Smith vote for Karen. Let me go in the polling book. June Smith is number 25. Let me go in the polling book. June Smith is number 25. Use a MP or use a minister and you vote for Karen? What? You didn't hear what I said the last time? You vote for Karen? All right. You know what we have to do now? You go get dismissed, destroyed, demonized, right? You go get demonized, destroyed, dismissed, and discredited. 4 Ds. Because I kept score. I told you guys that. I know who you voted for. You wasn't supposed to vote for that person because I told you. I'm asking a question, I'm not saying it happened in all the constituencies, but I'm asking a question. If that happened to anyone when you went to vote in the PNM internal election, did they give you a number and they put it in the polling book and they put it on the poll card in order for you to put in the box after you had marked your ballot? I'm asking a question. Because if that is, that shouldn't be. Because that means to say I could track you after and I could victimize you because you didn't vote for me and use an MP or as a minister, or you're on team, what's that they call the leadership team? Or you're on the leadership team and you didn't vote for me? Nah, trouble for you. Trouble for you. Because don't forget what Patrick Manning said, Patrick Manning said it. But he told you before. He told you. He tell you about market structure, and then he told you what the consequences of your actions are. You're not supposed to happen, But not supposed to happen, Right? So the question is, when you went to vote on the 26th and the 27th, did they put a number in the polling book and in the polling card and then put it in the ballot boxes, put it in the box? That's the question. I'm just asking. I'm not saying it happened in all 41 constituencies, but that is the question. Did that happen when you went to vote? I'm asking a question.
Anyway, Anselm, many of us are guilty of not listening to what Patrick Manning had to say, So we had to deal with the consequences now.
Well, I hear you, Tommy.
All the corrupt and to be, and I don't even want to use the words down there. Oh, you don't have a fair society. Terrible.
What? Takesha say if you're not a gangster or have gangster ties or not known, you're not sure to get a work.
A set of political gangsters is what running our country.
Well, by now, Keith Scotland is assured that it was not bicycle but boots we needed.
And all they want me to put my finger in the ink for who? For who? And what my children gonna get in the future, my grandchildren? For what? What are really voting for? What is the mission statement? Great is the PNM, GREAT or GRATE? I'm getting that right now. GRATE. Great is the PNM, all right. They're grating my backside. I'm paining all out. You're right. Great is the PNM, all right. I'm tired with the great of the PNM, I'm fed up with that right now. I can't take no more grating.
Keisha says, Ansem, Albert just yesterday I was on a phone with a council, and you'll be surprised what he was talking that I called him last time and the man asked Ansem to shut me up. Who was that, boy? Who was that, Keisha?
Oh, that was the guy for the I think she's talking about the
who's that?
The social media office. I don't know if it's that person.
Oh, she don't Dane Wilson.
I don't know if that's the same
Dane
person.
Wilson was here. I don't know.
Great is the PNM, all right. Bacchanal.
Ellis, I would love Pep to win the next election, but I believe UNC will win. I do hope when the UNC win, you guys will use your voices the same way when they mess up. Well, you know that's the thing. We had to ask the UNC people that if they go use their voice the same way how I using my voice, right? I'm using my voice because I am in. I'm a PNM, you know, and I want to talk. Look, Anthony Medford coming. UNC forever. One love triplet. Anthony, how you going, partner? Hmm, hmm. Yeah. When you say send the recording to Brian, man, can you imagine someone talking about their father? Can give that same person their support. If that was brother, I would never ever consider him. Yeah, yeah. If that was me and you treat my father that like, I running far from you. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. I want to have nothing to do with you. Ellis said we had UNC and PNM. We never had Philip Alexander Pep. I want a new thief to run my country. Well, let me bring in Dr. Shane Mohammed quickly because we ain't gonna waste no time. Dr. Mohammed, how are you?
Good evening. I am apologizing from now. I was in a class and I just finished.
Nah. We know.
I want 10 push-ups. Let me go.
we know it is with you and Judy. Judy, your good friend Judy, she was already complaining already with Dr. Mohammed. You know, people leaving the show because Dr. Mohammed not here. Judy, I don't know. You and Judy have something going on. We don't know about. Yeah.
Judy, I need to come to Trinidad in a couple of years, Gil. Yeah, it's going to be a big shift in the waiting.
We had a post with you and you call out Judy and it gone all over social media all about the place when you was talking about Karen and Judy. Judy get big then. You ask Judy, what is your question? I say, oh God. Judy liking herself too bad, though. She loves herself too bad. She said, Dr. Mohammed, boy, you call my name. Call my name.
Blessings, Lana Voodoo, blessings. Thank you all for having me. All you realize that the results have come out yet?
No, it didn't come. It come out?
No.
But Dr. Mohammed, you know, I listen. I tell him I'm a supporter of the PNM, but I don't wear red sunglasses and my earplugs are not red, right? And I stand up and I tell them like it is. You know, if they don't like it, they could lie down by it, right?
Well, to be honest with you today, actually, because I knew that I was coming on the show, I called one of my friends in the media and I said, hey, do a search for me now. Did they release the results of the elections? Now, I'll tell you something that I have a problem with. Okay, it is the PNM's internal election. The PNM has the responsibility to manage their affairs as they wish. That is their business. But you have to take into consideration that you have a responsibility for the rest of the people, whether the rest of the country, whether they are members or non-members of the PNM. And you have to take into consideration that what you show now, right, at this, what I will call not the 12th hour, but the 23rd hour, right? The government is not showing a good footing. Today we saw where Rohan Sinanan and Faris Al-Rawi collectively get some good licks, right? Good night, Nadia Mangal. They get some good licks, right? And they get some blows, rightfully so. Rohan Sinanan, I have a problem with Rohan. Rohan is too aloof and he's arrogant. And he believes that because he's a kingmaker, it gives him the authority to behave as if he doesn't have to answer to anybody. And he doesn't have to answer to the population. He doesn't have to answer to his colleagues and that sort of thing, right? So be it. But this issue that we are having in Trinidad about this consistent flooding. This is as Dr. Khan said, I said, other people said, this is not as a result of climate change. Yes, I am, no, don't get me wrong. I am not Donald Trump. I do believe that climate change exists, but climate change has to exist into a context. And that's what we are seeing. I saw a video where, I don't know if you all saw that video. I think it may have been Marabal or one of those places where good night, Nadia, where people, I see boulders all here coming down a hill. Boulders flying down a hill in a rage of water, toppling over people's cars. Yeah, and I am saying to myself, but this is madness. This clearly is madness. Now, what is causing all of this flooding? 1, illegal quarrying. 2, poor urban planning. lack of laws that are preventing people from, or financiers, I should say, our friends, people of the honchos, right? Preventing them from, I don't know why everybody want to reach to heaven by building a house on a mountain, right? And there has to be a limitation to that. There has to be, and Botiwari did when he was minister. He said that he had brought in, he had brought forward a law that prevented anybody from building above 600 meters above sea level, right? That is pretty high. I don't know how much higher people want to go. And in a country like Trinidad and Tobago, where you have people encroaching on forest reserve, people are encroaching on natural habitat of animals, they are encroaching into the forest. I mean, that cannot be, it cannot be done. It cannot be done. It cannot continue the way things are being done, right? That's one. Two, I also have a problem with the fact that nobody seems to want to put mechanisms in place that are going to prevent and alleviate flooding and to create a system of surface runoff very quickly. Now, let me give an example. And Fuad said that this issue with regard to the Manzanilla-Mayaro main road, that connecting road, they didn't do what they were supposed to do. And it was simple. There is in a river swamp, which is a natural habitat that we cannot destroy, we cannot infringe upon, and we cannot encroach upon. That's one. Two, there are farmers on the fringe of the river swamp that are planting cucumbers, they are planting pumpkins, they are planting watermelons. Those people have lost everything as a result of this flooding. And obviously the Nariva swamp could only hold so much. There is no way except for the Nariva River for water to flow. And when tide is high, the water will back up. So what is the alternative? Why is it that we did not take into consideration building runoff tunnels? So when the water reaches a certain level in the swamp, there's a tunnel that is available for the water to run straight under the road through the tunnels into the sea. That's not common sense. That's basic knowledge. I am not a geologist. I am not an engineer. I'm not a civil engineer, right? But I can tell you what I would do if I were in their position. That's one. We need to stop behaving as though, you see, when we, and this is something I said to a young politician back in 2010, do not allow yourself to be webbed in a weave with financiers, so much so that they control how you move your hands and your neck. And what we found is that just like Kamla, Keith has found himself in a web that is tangled with financiers. So that is, you want to look at who is the developer, go back and take a tack back and see what is the link between the developer and the party. For all you know, and I'm making an assumption here. For all, and I'm talking, this is hypothetical. For all you know, a particular developer could very well be a financier for the New Balize house, right? So there's always some sort of linkage that everybody wants to keep quiet, and they don't want to face the same people who they are taking from and say, well, you need to stop. You can't be going up on the hill so far. If you take a plane and you fly over, simple, from Tobago to Trinidad, you're going to see evidence of illegal quarrying. I don't understand why people have to be quarrying in the heart and soul of the Northern Range. There's a place for that. There's a limitation for that, right? And that needs to stop. It needs to stop. So Lana is saying, if sea levels high, water run out to the sea, will push it back in. And that is why, Lana, I am saying that those tunnels should be higher than the sea level, and the road should be higher than the sea. So that you're putting the road at a level where only when the swamp gets to a particular height, it flows over. And it doesn't matter whether the sea level is high or low. It just flows out. It's like a pump, right? So there's so many issues.
But Dr. Mohammed, I have been told, right, that the PNM have said that they have sold, they had about 3 car raffles in order to subsidize the building of the new Balize house. And I've also been told that they can take out a loan in order to do the Balizeos.
I want to see the loan agreement.
Huh?
I want to see the loan agreement.
So you don't think?
I'm telling you not. I tell you something. I'm telling you something. Don't ask me no more question. I want to see the loan agreement.
You want to see the loan? All right.
I want to see whose name the loan was taken out under. Who was I want to see who is the guarantor of that loan.
So you don't think they could sell enough cars in order to pay to finance that Balize house?
Yeah, we born on a calabash tree or what? If that's the case, if that is the case, then the UNC could do the same thing. But they might want to sell they might have to sell about 100 TIDA in order to start, because nobody have any confidence in the UNC.
So listen to this, right? So you are a legend that in order for them to build such a massive construction, there has to be some financer involved in order that a person that have been benefited from the government, and in benefiting from the government, Balize House is being built based on that benefit from the government.
Yeah. They collecting enough rent.
But why you gonna agree with me so easy, man? Come on, man.
I tell you, we did not born on a calabash tree, Dread.
Tell him
you didn't born under Balize bush.
Watch me. I definitely didn't born under Balize bush, but let me tell you something, right? Under all seriousness, right?
Yeah.
Under all seriousness, there's enough rent that is being collected by certain ministers and families of ministers that could lend support to a cause like building a multi-story Balize house. Nobody's asking where that money is going in. And you have to also take into consideration that there are some financiers that will not move. There are some financiers to the PNM that are loyal to the PNM and to the PNM alone. And as long as they're getting money in their pocket, they're not shifting. And that is something that the UNC has not understood and did not understand in their time in office. When I was senator and I stood up in the parliament on the budget, in the budget presentation of 2010, and I asked the question, who is Nahus? You know how much people in the UNC turn around and tell me, hush, shut it down? And you know the message that came through on my phone came from a man called Jack Warner, who sent a message because he was listening to Shane Mohammed, who was one of the youngest senators at that point in time. And he said, Shane, ask the question, who is Nahus? And you talk about, listen, and I could say to you all tonight, when I asked that question and Parliament was over, the then leader of the Parliament, of the House, of the government, you talk about cuss and stink cuss. And that's the thing. Our politics, and that is why I don't want to be associated with no party. I don't want to be associated with either the UN. And I will say to all of you all who listen to me tonight, the years that I had in the UNC gave me sound practical understanding of the politics, and I take it for that. Because it gave me the opportunity to marry the practicality with the theory that I have learned. That is why today I could sit down and be Dr. Mohammed. However, if I could erase the stigma, hello Judy, how are you? Happy late Thanksgiving. I hope all is well. If I could remove that stigma that I was once a UNC from my profile or from anybody's mind, I would live a very happy, comfortable life. Because let me tell you something, I will never be UNC till I dead. I will never be PNM till I dead. And I have a new motto that when I'm making statements, I just say it. I say it's not personal, it's national. Look, Anthony. You see Anthony Medford come out of this pink jersey face, well managed. Well, of course, I must be a managed. You see me be at all.
Yeah. Hey, when Dr. Mohammed come, he does monitor the chat and all of the feel
yeah.
He had he's one of the few guys. The only other guy who monitored the chat was THH Chief Fali Chavez Augustine.
Listen, you cannot afford to come on a show and not look at the chat and see what the people are saying. At the end of the day, people are tuning in to listen to me. They stay on late to see what I am saying, to hear. How could I not, acknowledge the people and say, how you're going, talk to them. I mean, there are people too. At the end of the day, who knows? I may need them to come down to Trinidad and vote for me one day.
Yeah, correct is right. Hey, wait now. All I didn't hear what the fella just saying. You try to push that one over my head, You man, Diana, you and Tommy ain't paying attention on it. The man just say, I may need people to come down to Trinidad and vote for me one day. So Dr. Mohammed, let me talk about that.
Don't ask me no more.
Are you
don't ask me no more.
No. But let's do this. Let's do this one. Right? So we're saying that there's a possibility that we will see Dr. Shane Mohammed on our platform sometime in the future. Is that what you're saying?
That's a possibility.
That's a possibility, right? And
a very real possibility.
We know it's not the UNC, right? We know it's not the PNM.
Not the PNM.
Right? We know the possibility could be the PDP. It could
no, because there's no PDP. The PDP
why are you putting words in the man's mouth?
Why can't be the PDP? The PDP still in existence?
I am not supporting Watson Duke for Prime Minister. Have you lost your mind?
Okay, all right. And I think you and Philip fall out, right?
But I don't think that Philip is competent enough to be Prime Minister.
Oh God. Dr. Mohammed, them pep in the group go get licks,
No, but they are being misled. Listen to me. Listen to me. I will say this, and I want to say this to all your listeners and everybody who in the chat.
Okay.
I am not. When I had started my career as a political scientist, and I started writing, right? One piece of advice, and it was always, listen. I know the man from a personal perspective. He has always been a friend. He has always been a mentor. And he said to me, Shane, you write. Whatever you write the truth. Nobody can challenge you when you write facts. And I maintain that. That is Dr. Khan. Dr. Fuad Khan said that to me, right?
Correct.
I will not say something against Philip because I am attacking Philip based on a personal perspective and based on judging Philip based on his personality. I am of the opinion, and from my experience with Philip does not understand what true leadership is. Philip he's loud-mouthed. He loves to shout a lot. He feels that gallivanting himself and using large words is the way to get to people. But I know the true Philip Alexander. And Philip Alexander, let me put this in the most dignified way and the most respectable manner, so I don't end up with a lawsuit. But Philip Alexander will jump on any truck that has an opportunity for him.
So what, he's an opportunist?
Correct.
Oh boy.
A political opportunist.
A political opportunist.
As long as he could also be like the PNM and the UNC and get an opportunity to put money in his pocket, he will go that direction. Why I think Philip and Gary are very good friends. We grew up together. And Gary, he is constantly on Gary Griffith. Why is he constantly on Gary Griffith? Do a background check on who is Philip's friends. And let me go a little more. Who is Philip's friend in the UNC?
Oh.
And then we will be able to be able to ascertain why is he behaving the way he's behaving. So no, there'll be no pep.
So listen to this. We have a process of elimination now. We know it's the NTA then.
Oh Lord, here we go.
You never know. You never know.
You know, I like
committed. No, listen to me. I'm not committing. I will tell you this. Yes, I will be on a platform. Come 2025, hell or high water, I shall be on a platform. I cannot commit to any platform as of today.
But wait. You're going back on your own word, man. You cancel out PNM.
No. I never went back on my word. I said to you that I will be on a platform.
Yeah, but we eliminated a few of them though.
Well, you see, you're beginning to think very much like the PNM, which is myopic.
No,
And you're beginning to you're only seeing past your big toe.
I like it, you know. But you listen. I call name for you. You say no UNC. Guaranteed.
No.
You say that.
Guaranteed.
Right? PDP, Watson can be prime minister. You could never support Watson for prime minister. So if Farley come, you could support Farley then.
Yeah.
Farley and Karen. That's a powerful party right there.
All right. I like how you hedge your bets there. I like how you hedge your bets with NTA and PDP.
Farley and Karen.
Farley.
I don't know about Karen yet. Karen needs to make up her mind, and I want to have a conversation with Karen. I may have a conversation with Karen maybe either tomorrow or Thursday to gauge where Karen sits, because Karen, Karen's heart is in the right place, but I feel her approach. Karen has, from speaking to certain individuals that I'm friends with in the PNM, Karen, her approach is what caused people to turn away from her. She was abrasive. You don't want to be abrasive. You want to change the things that are happening in the PNM so that there will be a better institution and a better future for the PNM, right? She should have taken a page out of Fuad's book. And I want to say this, and I will say this internationally, and I said it locally. I said it I said it on a video that I put out on my Facebook page the other day. I know for a fact that Fuad Khan won the internal elections of the UNC. I know that for a fact. And not a single UNC person has ever challenged me on that up to now. Why? Because if I start to pull out the documents, they will run.
So Dr. Mohammed, stick and stay. I wanna come back. I want to take you up on the Karen issue. Stick and stay. It's in the village with the dad triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. We have with us political scientists, no stranger to in the village with the dad triplets. Dr. Shane Mohammed joining us tonight. We're gonna go for a quick station identification. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere. It's in the village with the dad triplets on WZYE 95.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the dad triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We have with us tonight political scientist Dr. Shane Mohammed, who is no stranger to in the village with the dad triplets. So I want to say this, right?
Hold on. Let me deal with Kaylee culture.
Okay.
Kaylee, let me make it. Haley does not understand something. I have friends. One can have friends in the PNM. One can have friends in the UNC. Right? That doesn't mean that I am an opportunist. It means that I have been able to break the boundaries and be able to have a dialogue and a discussion with various people, right? I never said that I gained anything from the UNC or the PNM. I'm not a consultant to the PNM. And even if I were a consultant to the PNM or a minister of government calls me and pick up the phone and he say, Mohammed, I have respect for you. I have regard for you, right? I have an issue that I need you to assist me with, then I will do it. Because it is in the best interest of the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
There you
ready,
go.
Mohammed, you can say what the hell you want. I don't care.
Listen, I don't even have to go in the chat. So Dr. Mohammed, I believe in this our PNM that we have here, right?
Hold on, Nadia, that is not my house. That is a screen because I did not like the background that I had.
Yeah, that's our background. That's a nice background.
It's a virtual background. It's a
virtual background. Yeah. I mean, the man up to date using green screen and thing with a virtual, not green screen, but it's a nice background.
Yeah. So Nadia, I will not be disingenuous and I will not mislead you. It is a background that I choose.
Yeah, it's
not real.
It's a splendiferous background. When I see it, I say, oh God, man, pick out a nice background there, boy. What? I say, yeah, boy. Dr. Mohammed, larger in charge. But Dr. Mohammed, I want to say, this RPNM, you know who is the RPNM, right? The Rowley PNM, the Rowley PNM. I just call them RPNM.
Yeah.
The RPNM needed someone to come in and be very blunt and different from Dr. Rowley, as far as when Dr. Rowley going on a platform and calling people imps and chimps, Stuart Young calling people pottongs and termites, you know, Fitzgerald's calling people nutty professor, right? Keith Scotland telling people about coal pot and bicycle, Marvin Gonzalez telling people stop eating ham and macaroni pie, Shamfa Koja telling people, you know, all they want everything for nothing, and I could go on and on. Donna Cox telling people they're greedy, on and on and on and on.
Shamfa is my friend, but I will ask Shamfa how much money she just spend every 3 months to change the weave.
Oh God, I ain't going there. I leaving that alone, Dr. Mohammed. And Camille Regis Robinson talking about Karen Nunes, when she called us to take out she money, when she deposit $93,000 cash in her account. I could go, and these are all facts. I could go on.
Listen, you see, that is why.
Let me bring my point. Right? But Karen had to come, and Karen had to be very different. And as much as they attacked her, she haven't attacked any of them. She haven't attacked Stuart Young, Dr. Rowley, and the other one, Jennifer Not So Primus, right? All of them, they attack, right? And she have to stand the ground because she raised the point about the 50 million they're building in Bali's house. People ask me, well, if they're building up Bali's house, why are you worrying about the 50 million? But that's important, right? That could go to campaign financing as well. So I think that Karen had to go down the road that she go down. Well, we could always do things better, but I fully support her 250%.
What I did not like about the campaign is that Karen was at a disadvantage from the onset. And what I feel should have been is that Karen should have brought out the persons that she knew were in the PNM when she was a minister of government. She should have brought them on her platform and let them speak on her behalf and give her the credibility that she needed. I mean, you know, the thing about it is when you listen to people like Stuart Young, and especially Stuart Young, right? When you listen to those that would have tried to decimate the woman's character, right? Speak to her and speak about the woman and about her track record now. Talk about whether or not she is a leader or not a leader now. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago did not just pick up Karen Nunes Teixeira by the side of a drain and make her the Minister of Finance, right? And additionally, so Pomsite Rasta is out of place to call her the nutty professor because she's far more read than him, far more published than him, and far more respected than him. And I'm sure if Rowley had taken Karen and put her in the cabinet and made her the Minister of National Security, we mightn't be in the deep, you know what we are now.
555, the highest in the history of Trinidad and Tobago.
And that is under the leadership and the lack of leadership and incompetence of Fitzgerald Hines, who does not know how to set down a national security policy.
Yeah,
and you have and you see, this is where it gets technical. You have a commissioner of police saying that he's a policeman and not a politician. So in other words, he's not on the high ranking and he's not in the high ranks and the hierarchy of the police service. He's a policeman. So he has the stature of wearing khaki, but his mentality is that of a constable or ISRP. So how in God's name will he be able to listen? I going down the highway from Port of Spain to South the other day, and I see traffic like it's going out of style. And what it is causing this traffic? Police, right? Police down the highway patrol, park up relaxing on the highway, right? And he is saying that you're going to see Mama, but Rennie, I lost your respect. You lose my respect long time, right? Because you also need to understand that we looking for. I don't have to look for $1, brother. I don't have to look for a dollar. I don't have to beg the PNM for a dollar, you know. You and Haley need to reel and come again because you're not living you're living in a warped paradise. I live in Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm telling you that Trinidad and Tobago is when you go outside it, even in the day and the night. I see a man living in 4 feet of water for 3 months. So much so that the water can, you know what growing in the water? Water lilies. Water lilies has covered the whole top of the inside and outside of that man's flooded house for 3 months earlier. We have roads that has collapsed like it's going out of style in this country that you cannot pass anymore to get to Grand Couva, to get to Tabakit, to get to rural areas, right? We have had consistent, we should have prepared since 2018 to now. We should have had put contingencies in place so that a situation like this would not have occurred. We should have dredged the Caroni River from the top all the way to the end. We should have dredged its tributaries. But them boys don't want to do the hard work, right? They don't want to spend the taxpayers' money, right? They don't want to spend taxpayers' money and do the correct thing. That is why when they went down in Bamboo today, in Chanishmel, and I am no fan of Chanishmel, but Iban was right when he said that all they went and sent a man to go and dredge the river, and he also sent a man to go and put a proper embankment on the river, and he used bamboo instead of concrete. No monitoring and evaluating of the works done, but they just paying money. As fast as they get an invoice, they pay it. Where are the checks and balances? And you're very right, Lana. Trinidad and Tobago should not have rural areas in 2022. And that also speaks to the lack of decentralization and devolution of power. Everybody, and Rowley has an attitude that because Port of Spain is the capital of Trinidad and Tobago, everybody from Ohio and back, from Cedros come up, have to come to Port of Spain to do business. How are you improving the lives and livelihood of people? How our rainfall and our internet connectivity has totally collapsed. That people are having, my students cannot have delayed in coming online to further their studies, right? And another thing, he made in his budget presentation about the access to gate for students in undergrad programs, but yet he has failed to take into consideration that students who are pursuing undergraduate studies in institutions like SAMS and School of Practical Accounting and SBCS and all those others, they're Trinidadian students. They're not foreign students, but they choose to do a foreign degree. That is their right. Why is it then, therefore, that you are preventing Trinidadian students from accessing a Trinidad and Tobago grant? So there's no, and you have to write the minister to ask for clarity. You have to know an MP in the parliament to ask the MP to file a question for oral or written answer to get a response, because you're not getting any information unless an MP or somebody put it out there. No information is forthcoming. The government is operating on a need-to-know basis, and in some instances, you don't need to know. You just live. And how you live? With the taxes, with the high inflation rates, with the cost of living, with the gas prices going up, just live. How you live, you survive. While Tom, Dick, and Harry Lal want to talk about wanting everything one time, don't eat meat and macaroni pie. I mean, really? You want to tell Trinidadians in 2022 what they should and shouldn't eat?
And you live in Hamlam and Jam.
Ask Dr. Rowley, and I will put this on record. How come he get COVID 4 times? What he was doing?
They say 3 times.
His immune system so low that he get COVID 3 times.
Yeah.
Then something is wrong.
Yeah. So Dr. Mohammed, as you said, Dr. Rowley there, right? Do you believe that the Prime Minister should have a press conference, or he should have gone into a community, or he should have made his presence felt with this disaster that we have going across the country? Do you think he should have made his presence felt and not just sent out Rohan Sinanan and Faris Alwari?
It is not within his nature.
Nobody asks you
I
that.
can't. I cannot say that he. I cannot answer and say he should have, because it is not within his nature. That is like asking a cow to go to sound like a goat.
All right.
It is not within the nature of a cow to sound like a goat. It is not within Dr. Rowley's nature to go down onto the ground. He's never done it and he will never do it, right? It is not like Dr. Rowley to go down on the ground. And I'll tell Anthony, with all due respect, Mrs. Prasad Bisasa was not a bad prime minister. And she did have the interest of the people at heart. But she got herself tangled in a web that God help us, right? That she can't get out. She can't get out even as opposition leader. And she needs to retire very quickly.
But listen,
because
Shubhas go sign. Let's say welcome to Shubhas go sign, whoever that is. Is it Shubhas or Shubhas?
Subhas.
I'm a fan of KBB, but she should retire soon. You're not the first person.
Not soon, as of last week or yesterday or last year.
That's the first person. That's the first person in this chat. I ain't lying to you. I put something like that about Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisasa. And I think this is the first time.
I want to agree with Haley that the UNC is simply the UNC and PNM is just a different color. It is the truth. She's not lying. I agree with Haley on that. That the UNC, both the leaders of the UNC and the PNM are transactional leaders, and they are all. And I will add a little more that Dr. Rowley, Mrs. Bisasa, is a populist. She is a contingency leader that does not understand, that always wants to be choreographed. There's a difference between her and Rowley. With Rowley, what you see is what you get. With Mrs. Prasad Bisasa, you're never sure what you're going to get. If Rowley don't like you, he don't like you. Kamla will still smile and shake your hand and hug you up and stab you in your back. Ask what can about that.
Yeah, listen.
So when you look at the leadership, when you look at our leadership in Trinidad and Tobago, right? And you compare it to the young fella, the young Mitchell in Grenada. You compare it to the new prime minister in St. Lucia, to Motley in Barbados that is consistently making headlines globally, to what is happening in Guyana, right? To the change in government after 30-something years in Suriname. People are going back to, you can contact me. Y'all give Judy my contact now.
Yeah, we give it to Judy. Judy, you get it from us. We give it to you.
Right.
Yeah.
When you look at people are going back to Venezuela. I had a conversation with a young man who had been in Spain for 7 years. He's Spanish by birth, Venezuelan by birth, sorry. And because of his Spanish heritage, because his grandfather coming from Spain, he was able to go and live in Spain and work in Spain and build a name for himself in Spain. And he's going back to Venezuela for the first time in 7 years to visit his family in Venezuela. And he said to me that his family's business in Caracas is flourishing. Have you realized that the world has no issues, none whatsoever, with the Maduro regime as of now?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing happening.
Things change.
Things have changed. Then, I mean, he came to Trinidad and Tobago and he wanted to go to Venezuela. And when he said to me, he said it is more expensive to go from Trinidad to Venezuela via Panama than to go to Trinidad than to go from Spain directly to Venezuela. Now, where are we as a regional leader? We have to make decisions, right? Caribbean Airlines needs to be profitable. We had a lucrative air bridge between Caracas and Port of Spain. We shut it down because Trump would have killed me. But Trump no longer there, right? And as of last week, when Trump announced his run for the White House, Biden's ratings went from approval ratings for second run for presidency went from 39 to 51%, which means to say that the world is moving away from any element of Trumpism, as was seen in Italy, as was seen in Brazil, and it will continue, right? Why it is Trinidad and Tobago cannot move away from this consistent flip of the coin? Time to throw away the coin and look towards doing something differently. Time to look at new a new vision. Time to look at somebody who has qualities that people would want their young people to emulate. Time to look for people who have a certain love and compassion and passion for not only the people of Trinidad and Tobago, but for the country. There is, let me tell you something. I am fed up. I am tired and fed up of the same thing over and over and over and over. Nothing going to change in the PNM. When those results come out, you know what they're going to do? They're going to make sure they show that Karen has gotten such a sound beating that they embarrass the lady. That's what it's going to come down to. And then Karen has to decide. I was hoping that a man like this man, Louis Leasing, would have jumped on the bandwagon and defended Karen.
Yeah, that would
in a more vociferous manner.
Yeah, you kind of
people like Abdul Hamid,
yeah,
Mustafa Abdul Hamid, right? People like this boy, Gary Hunt. All of the people that were behind Mr. Manning should have come out. Let me tell you something. You know who should have come out if he had some serious kahunas? Because I know that he get told to not run.
Brian Manning.
Not even Brian. Brian, right now, Brian, young in the thing, and I understand why Brian cannot act in a particular way. And leave Brian right where he is, right?
Okay.
But you know who would have been able to do it? Coleman Burt should have been able to stand up and defend Karen.
Nah, he ain't gonna do that.
Because Coleman Burt was told by the Prime Minister, don't run for chairman. And he filed for the chairmanship, and then he had to pull out. How many people know that?
So you are saying that Colin Burt was told by the Prime Minister, you not to run or you cannot run?
You do not run.
Do not run. And what you gonna do? Remove him as Minister of Finance if he run?
He couldn't do that as an internal party arrangement. What sin he can? You see, you have to be mindful. That's an internal party arrangement. If he run for chairman and he win, so be it. Right?
What about I want to meet Subash. Subash is saying we are caught between a rock and a hard place, UNC and PNM. And Motley has an advisor who she listens to. She's not afraid to say what must be said.
Listen, we are not caught between a rock and a hard place. Between that rock and a hard place, something new will spring out. There will be something to grow out of there. And I want to tell Haley, I do not have anything personal against Philip. I don't like the fact that Philip is misleading the country and he's misleading people into believing that he's some savior to the country. If you are a savior to the country, then why is it that you are not showing that there's a vision? Why is it that people have not gravitated towards you in mass grooves? Why it is people have departed from the PEP? And I have said what I have said about Philip and how Philip goes he's wishy-washy. He's not consistent. Today he loved Gary, tomorrow he hate Gary. Today he hate the UNC, tomorrow he love the UNC. I mean, be consistent.
Yeah. So let's say this, and we're gonna close on this point. Why do you think that Penelope Beckers did not run for political leader?
She played it safe.
What do you mean by she played it safe?
She probably did not. She probably. Let me tell you. You asked me a good question. I'll tell you this. The movers and shakers of the PNM have been made senators and government ministers. And as a result of that, they have to maintain their silence to keep their work.
And you don't think, good night, Nadia, you don't think there's any other activities that are happening outside of her being in Parliament that she couldn't jeopardize those activities?
What you see is what you get. What you want to tell me about Penelope that the country already don't know or should know.
But let me ask you another question before you go. Who will make the better leader, Penelope Beckers or Karen Nunes Teixeira?
Karen needs to be more, Karen has to be more calculated. She's more measured. If you look at Penelope, Penelope is very measured. I don't think that she has the ability, the charisma to capture the minds of people on a platform. That is where Karen comes in. Karen has that ability. Stay blessed, Judy, you and Nadia and others. You all stay blessed and safe. But Karen has what it takes to be a charismatic leader, but it has to be very calculated and measured. And yeah, sometimes people, and I'm saying this not from what I'm observing, I'm saying this from what I was told from people within the PNM. She could come across as being enraged to the point where people think she's crazed, but she's not. It's just that she's passionate. And apparently people have a problem with people with politicians and intended politicians being passionate. And nothing is wrong with being passionate about your country and your party. I think if we lost passion and we lost the passion for country, then what is there left? Be consistent to Gary, even though Philip doesn't agree with Gary's behavior. No, that is only now, Haley. Before they were very good friends, Haley, when Gary was Minister of National Security, Philip's company was a vendor to the Ministry of National Security, Haley. And I'm telling you that because I know that. The same applies to the Ministry of Housing under Rudal Munilal. That is why I say, look and see who the friends are. Right? That is what we have to look at. We cannot, it's just the vendettas and the arguments go deeper than just what we see at the surface. And that's the real politics that I talk about. I mean, so what? So what? Are you then trying to say to me that there's no integrity in this thing? And lack of integrity is fine? What is his problem with Gary Griffith? Gary Griffith and Philip Alexander has almost the identical personalities. Well, you have to ask me what you mean. What does that mean? What does what mean? Be more specific, right? But fellas, let me tell you something. A lot of things I see in this country, people see it at the surface. And that's the problem. They go on hearsay. They go on what they see at the surface level. They don't go on the information that people may have from the inside to say, okay, take for example, how I know Khan was told not to run for the leadership, for the chairmanship of the party. How? Right? How? How do I know that the favor he was the prime minister favored Stuart Young? Right? What is it that when the elections are over, that Dr. Rowley is going to be willing to make amends and make Karen a deputy political leader, which he has the power to do because he has the power to choose the deputy leaders? Right? Is it that Mr. Imbert is going to be a deputy political leader in lieu of his rescinding his chairmanship?
If I was Karen, I wouldn't take that.
If I was Karen, I would take it.
No, I wouldn't take it.
I would take it and make ruction inside of there.
Yeah, but I hear you. I hear you, but I don't think that, you can say that they offered you a senatorship and you didn't take it. Now they're going to offer you a deputy political leader position. And, you take it. That's basically to silence you.
But you see, let me tell you something. With regard to Karen saying that they offered her a senatorship and she didn't take it, I wasn't taking a senatorship either. I want to know, my senatorship must have come with a ministerial portfolio. If I were who? Because she's of that ilk.
And Phil Gerald Hines had the audacity to say that. No, is Phil Gerald Hines or Dr. Rowley? Want to know about who tells he never know nothing about anybody offering a senatorship. The man has lied so much. You know, I mean, the blatant lie. My mother-in-law told me 35 years ago, a liar has no memory. You know, just like he lied, he stand up on a platform and he said how Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar never congratulate him. And I Google it there. When he became prime minister, Kamala Persad-Bissessar congratulate him. And I know fan of Kamala, but I'm a fan of the truth. Right?
Let me just throw a little something for Rose and for Judy. Rose and Judy, who say I didn't start already?
Who didn't say you didn't start what?
I now telling Judy and Rose are talking that I should start now. So I'm asking Judy and Rose who say I didn't start as yet.
And Dr. Mohammed, I played a song today by Mystic Powder, Below the Surface. And you were so correct in that, you know, people think I just play these songs just so, you know, because there's information that I personally have. I mean, I personally know.
So, and you know what I like? I like the fact that you understand what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying.
I fully understand, because before you came one night, I played this song by Mystic Powder. You have to look below the surface. You know, people just look above and they just see it and they're seeing it nice. And you know,
I would have expected that the diaspora would have been a little bit advanced, a lot more advanced than the citizenry, that they would have been able to see below the surface, because they are looking on from afar, but they are looking on with lens that give them the ability to be critical analysis, and to give them constructive analysis as well, right? The thing about it is, I am Mr. Albert Montano. Are you related to Gerald Montano?
Yeah.
Albert is Robin's brother.
I think I don't know if he's his
Albert.
brother.
Albert, how are you related to
Robin Montano?
To Robin and Danny.
Yeah, he in the whole family. That be resident expert in here, resident historian.
I teach a young Montano, you know.
Oh God, look Albert.
I teach a young Montano.
Albert is our resident historian in the village. And you don't miss a program, you know.
I currently teach a young Montano, and I see a lot of potential in that young Montano for when the time comes to co-op.
Yeah, Dr. Mohammed, his wife took away his phone a few times, and he make one kind of noise, and he battled, and she came back so he could get it. Dr. Mohammed, I want to say it's always a pleasure whenever you come into the village, yeah. But I want you to come back soon, because I want to talk to you about your video that you put out the other day, your 12-minute video on your, because I listened to the whole thing, and I want to discuss that, but we ain't gonna discuss it tonight. I'm
free on Tuesday. I am free on Tuesday.
All right, come back Thursday. You'll come back Tuesday. Right, so we settle it up right now. You go come back Thursday, and I want to talk about that 12-minute. Because I listened to the whole thing, and I say, who sent it to me, boy? Somebody sent it to me.
Me.
And you sent it to me. I listened to the whole thing. I said, all right, when he come in, I had to talk about this, but we didn't get time to talk about it.
Which one of that? The one where I was standing up outside in the...
Yeah, I don't have brown shirt or something. I don't have brown shirt. Something about brown shirt.
Let me just pull it. Let me see which one is that.
I got to know what it is right now.
The one in the maroon t-shirt.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, that one is very real.
Yeah. That's what I tell you. Look at you. Right. Yeah. And the V-neck. Yeah, I want a V-neck.
Yeah. Similar to this pink one. Yeah.
And it look like you just come from getting your hair done too.
No, actually, I didn't. No, listen, that was me. That here is exactly how it is now. But yes, I am very much open to having that conversation.
Yeah, we wanna, you know, Dr. Mohammed, let me tell you something. What we like about you is that you're real, you're factual, and you know, if people can't deal with it, hey, so be it.
Robin said, Albert is saying Robin is his cousin. My grandfather is Gerald Montano's brother. So I am teaching Dominic Montano, which is Robin's brother that has passed away. That's who I'm teaching. And that little boy reminds me tooth and nail of Robin Montano. I say, you have all of Robin's qualities. You will make a fantastic politician.
Okay, look
at that. He's a bright young fella.
But He didn't get none of the qualities from Albert's side. He gave
Albert quiet. Albert quiet. Listen. I think a lot. Listen. I don't think the whole Montano family could have gotten what Robin's qualities. Oh God, man! You can imagine them at a breakfast or a family get together. It's blows too bad.
Albert gets some. Albert has shared real facts in the village, boy. Real facts. He's our resident historian.
But yeah,
every show.
Listen,
every single show.
But
he's
at
UNC.
I have a
he's
lot.
At UNC, no? You know he's at UNC.
Well, listen, Albert will eventually turn away from the UNC and he will follow Mohammed wherever Mohammed goes. I'm telling you.
Pulling your legs. That is pulling your legs.
But the Montano family, I have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect. Thank
so,
you,
Dr. Mohammed, any closing words before you go?
Is what you get.
Yeah. Any closing words before you go?
I want to say to all, I have a great respect for all of your followers and everybody who is in the chat. But I want to say this. You have the ability to see from afar with critical eyes, and your host will tell you there's information that we know, that we have, that we get, and we get that information because people volunteer that information because they may call you, they may see you somewhere and they say, let me talk to you for 2 minutes now, Mohammed, such and such is going on, what we could do, boy, right? You all have the ability to see this thing from a critical perspective with a critical eye and to analyze it from a critical perspective. And I want to tell you all that Trinidad and Tobago has to have a cataclysmic shift in 2025. A cataclysmic shift that if it does not happen drastically, we are going to be going down a route of people spinning top in mud all over again. And we cannot continue the way things are going. I do not think you all who live away and you have family here, I don't think you all are happy and satisfied with the living conditions. I saw a video in Princeton where I come from, in a village where in an area where my cousin lives. I see a video where they firebombed a vehicle, three cars by pelting gas onto these cars in the middle of the night, right? And when you look outside and you see villages inundated with water, when you see a man say he living under for 3 months, he living under 4 feet of water, what does that say about the people that are charged with the responsibility to govern this country? It is a clear, plain, it is a blatant evidence of poor governance, and we cannot continue like that. Haley, listen, maybe one day, Rome was not built in a day, but one day you may change your way and sway away from the PP, right? But critically analyze the leaderships that exist now, and you will see that there are deficiencies. Either they are egotistic, either they are narcissistic, they are populist, they are self-serving, they don't want to, they want to listen to themselves only, right? They don't want to listen to the views of others, right? Before I make any move, and I want to say this to all of you, before I make any move, right? And I learned from Basil Pandey, and that is my encyclopedia, right? Basil Pandey always said that a day in politics is like a lifetime, and that you have to be able to time the thing appropriately. But you must be able to first connect with the people at a level that they understand, and they understand where you want to take them, why they have to go in that direction, and how they're going to get there. If you are incapable of simply sharing those very critical information and very simple, speak their language, then how are you going to get people to see a bigger picture? You first meet them at their level and then take them to the level that you want them to go, right? That's my closing. I shall see you all on Thursday. Thank you for having me tonight. I apologize, but I really had to spend some time with my students tonight because they're coming down to their final, and I want to make sure that they perform at their best.
Hey, Mr. Dr. Mohammed, thank you so very kindly. We appreciate it. See you Thursday.
I shall be early on Thursday.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
All right. See you.
All right. Bye-bye. So, folks, there you have it. Dr. Mohammed, no stranger to WZYE 95.9 FM here. On I just put, can you guys put some closing comment in the chat? Shubash, what you need to do, right? You need to we need to, Alice, before you go, put closing comments in the chat. Shubash, put closing comments in the chat. What you can do, Shubash, is subscribe to WZYE TV, and you will get a message every time we go on.
And it's free.
It's free. Just subscribe. Go to
Just
YouTube.
hit the subscribe
to WZYE
button.
TV, right? Or you could go online and friend me, Ansam Liborn. Go to my page or go to WZYE Facebook page. I'm going to put WZYE Facebook page. Hold on. Let me put it up there. WZYE Facebook. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I could get this link for you. So, guys, put closing comments in the chat. WZYE, here it is. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I put the link in the chat. What happened here? I'll get this link now. Suggest edits following advice, suggest reports about. Hold on, I'm trying to get this link here. No, that's not it. Yeah. All right. Let me put this. Go to this this Facebook page, WZYE TV. I'm putting it in the chat. Just put it in the chat there. Go to WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, and you can like the page, or go to WZYE TV on YouTube. Let me put that WZYE TV, WZYE TV, YouTube. And just subscribe. And every time the program goes on, once we send out the link, you're going to get a copy of the link in your on YouTube. And you could actually log on from there. So you could either log on from Facebook, which I just put there, or you could log on from YouTube. All right. So guys, just put, for all those who want to put closing comments in the chat, just put closing comments in the chat. Right. And so Thursday night, we're going to have back, Dr. Shane Mohammed. You guys know how we do it here in the village with the Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. And the gentleman, so Diana, you're going to set that up. Tommy had to go. We're going to set that up. So, let's do some closing comments here quickly.
Not hearing you. Not hearing you.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
Hearing you now.
Yeah. So my closing comment is, I'm not afraid of storms, but I'm learning how to sail my ship. Secondly, you are valuable just because you exist, not because of what you do or what you have done, but simply because you are. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Later. And Shubash, we are normally on from 7 to 10 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. All right. Go ahead, Diana.
Okay, I created this poem today, just a brief poem about the flood. Here I go. The recent precipitation that drenched the nation was not caused by an incumbent magician. This precipitation did not care about your political affiliation or your economic condition, was not concerned about your domicile location, neither your occupation. Upon everyone's housetop it fell without restriction. The recent precipitation showed no favor because of your religion. The masses cried out for relief from the precipitation causing them grief that was snatching their worldly possessions like a thief. Mother Nature is so unpredictable. When will the floods recede is questionable. This recent precipitation that fell on the nation, once drowning in a sea of division, would become dependent on each other whilst inundated by the muddy water. Beware, this flood may just be a divine reminder that to achieve, you must aspire together. Aspire to flood your hearts with love consistently. Aspire to flood your actions with deeds that are worthy. Aspire to flood your words with kindness to your neighbor, for during another flood, that neighbor may very well be your Noah. This is Diana Benskin, your global ambassador and your resident poet, bidding you auf Wiedersehen. Until we meet again, good night, beloved people. Stay warm, safe, and dry.
Yeah, thank you. Let me say good night to Denise G. Denise G, welcome. Eugene Julian, good night to you as well. Alex as his closing comment says, my comment is from what happened to Rohan and Faris today. It's okay to disagree with someone, but it isn't okay to disrespect someone. It's easy to see why so many youths are disrespectful. You know, Ellis, and that goes to the Prime Minister as well. That goes to Fitzgerald Hines as well. That goes to Stuart Young as well. That goes to Steve Scotland as well. That goes to Marvin Gonzalez as well. That goes to Shamfor Kojo as well. And that goes to Donna Cox as well. Right? Trinidad Margot says, Pep Strong, politics is a business. They all become rich. No shame in being an opportunist. Judy says, you share so much information and political knowledge in the village families, Dr. Mohammed. Thank you, Judy. Takesha says, it's always a pleasure being in the village. Be safe, everyone. I pray God all those flood victims get some assistance, not talk, action immediately. Rennie Mohammed says, we are all one people under the same sun. Peace and love to everyone.
Hailey says, in closing, if man has done foolishly in lifting up himself, or if man has thought evil, lay your hand upon your mouth. One love.
One love still.
Keisha says she put in hers. Did you read her?
Yeah, I think I read Keisha. Takesha.
Rose.
Yeah. Yeah, Hailey said, no scene, it's all love in the village. Yeah, but you still haven't swayed me away from Pep. Nobody, Hailey, nobody trying to sway you from Pep. Who trying to sway you from Pep?
Rose said, Tommy was very silent tonight. Hope he's fine. Answer him, it's true. You look good and nice in that shirt. Dr. Mohammed is always on point. Good night, everyone, Diana.
Yeah.
Nice poem. Thank you.
All right, I think that's it. Subhash Gosain says, good night, all. I enjoyed listening to the discussion. When is the next one? We tell you when is the next one. Yeah, we have some.
If he's in Trinidad, it's 7 to 10 p.m. Yeah. United States, 6 to 9 p.m. Yeah, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Yeah. All right. We go on with explainer. We just can't go on this way. Good night, folks. Take care. See you Thursday, same time. Later.
Is Pharaoh still existing? As if before, resembling an Israelite, not being treated right, enslaved day and night. Oh, we just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. We like the Israelites still in pain. We just can't go on this way. So send us another Moses again. We just can't
slave night and day. For next to nothing pay, so they can't see their way. We don't enjoy equal facility. Like Pharaoh and company, brainwashing we say we free. We just can't go this way. We just can't go this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go this way. Time to make them oppress us pay. We just can't go this way. So the children could see their way. We just can't go this way. Suffer like this. You said that you would take care of the poor, just like you did in Egypt. When Pharaoh had the Israelites in bondage, you delivered them. But here again, we are in the same khaki van. We have those modern Pharaoh who oppress the poor, who represents Israel. They confuse us with so much lie. Not even thinking that we will realize. And if we criticize, we could be ostracized. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please